Welcome to Support Desk Live. My name is Allie, and I will be your support desk support for today. A couple of housekeeping things before we get started. We are live in the Facebook group. And we also use this video on our YouTube channel as well. So if you're coming on camera and if you're speaking to me today live, just know that you will be in some public spaces that we reuse this video for. If you do not wish to be on camera, that's okay. You can keep your camera off and speak to me. You can also use the chat. Or you could just sit in the room and listen because lots of our members do like to join us just for that because they find value just being with us in the room. So if you're watching on Facebook, that's great. We'd still love you to pop on in to the live and you can listen and maybe even ask questions. So with that said, hello everybody joining us today. Down on the bottom of your screen, you have the option to react, and under there gives you the option to raise your virtual hand if you have a question that you would like to discuss today. Oh, look, I did a thing. Okay, there we go. All right, Julia, how are you?
Hello. And okay, I'm here for different things. One is that I noticed that in the courses that I have, you know, that you have the option for students to comment below each session, each lesson. Um, One of my students reported that she cannot make comments and she made a print screen and says something went wrong, unable to retrieve data. Please contact support if reoccurs. Um, this is interesting because the previous course that I launched, I said to students, oh, you have this option to make comments below. I haven't received any comment. And I found that weird. Like, oh, it's weird that people are not commenting
Okay.
on the lessons. And one of them came to me with questions. So I told her to put that and she went to the community group. So that's one thing that I'm not sure what's going on with that. I don't know if
Okay.
problem that I'm facing or is something common to other people here that maybe they are.
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't heard anything like that. And I've personally been testing some of the community features and doing things like using course just lesson discussions in the community. So, and I use it and it works fine for me. So potentially there's a setting somewhere or something maybe, um, or or it is a bug and you need to send to support. But if the message said contact support, then that means support@zenler.com, you
Okay,
know?
right, because
We're
here,
educational support. So if there's a bug and you get a notice saying contact support, that's what it means.
right, but here there are two things which maybe
Okay.
they're interconnected and I don't know, or I didn't know.
Okay, let's try it out.
Which is, I thought that whenever you open up the option for students to comment, leave comments below each lesson, you know, they just can ask doubts below each lesson. So whenever another student is going through the same lesson, they see the comment of previous people there. That's it. But that's separate from the communities. Now, if I go to the community page, I noticed that if I really would like to make a comment for everybody, it is asking me to select a particular lesson. And I don't want that. Uh, or
Okay, but that's okay. I'm gonna share my screen with you and show you how it
Right,
works because
right.
it's designed that way for a reason. So I will show you how
Okay.
to use the community. How is that? Because I know what you're talking about, and I was actually going to say to you, they used to, if you turned on discussions for a lesson thread, for a course, each lesson you turned it on for would create a whole row of lesson communities for each
Oh,
individual discussion.
great,
What?
great.
So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
it's
I
just a
saw all
drop
the
down.
lessons on the list, and
Right.
I was like,
But it was all there. Now it's one list and there's a drop down menu to choose from. So I'll show you what I'm
okay,
talking about.
okay.
And here's the thing, if you want to use the discussion area, here's what I will say about it. If you want to use lessons discussions for a course and you want to use that as the community, the discussion thread versus just creating a separate community, you want it to be tied to a lesson. Then just do one lesson and then it's one thread. So I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
I'll share screen. Share, share. Move my face out of the way. Can you see my screen? My beautiful screen.
Uh, I think.
You do see my screen, right?
Yes, yes, I
Oh,
do.
okay. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So okay, communities. Let's do that. Okay. So this is the actual community. I don't have the stuff set up in this particular. There we go. Now we're in the community. So that's a community that you create that's not um necessarily connected to a course. It could be, but it isn't about lesson discussions. There's none of that. When you create a post in here, it will ask you to post in community, which is the category that you have. Because this dark area here, community below, that's a category, okay? In
Mhm.
Zenler words, okay? Replays, that's another category as far as Zenler is concerned. So when you're in your feed, when you automatically come into a community, you're automatically in the feed of this community below area,
Mhm.
right? You're not in this community or seeing these things unless you click into this area. Your pinned posts will not show up there. None of that. You have to change. And then these individual names are the different communities. There we go. Right. So see how I was in feed before, but there was no post showing up?
Mhm.
Okay. That's because all of the feed defaults to whatever the first category is. Now I have mine marked as community below, but category, like you can name the categories whatever you want. So for example, if we come over here, it just said the category is Zenler Community, and then the community is Zenler Community Public, right? That's how they have it set up here. But for you, depending on what you're doing, you can use this as a directional thing. You could actually get strategic because you can rename these. Like the your feed, I'm creating a community of my own, and rather than I've renamed the site language to say your notes, right? Um, because I call my community creator notes. So as a result, it says your notes instead of your feed. It's just like a little languaging things and you know the flow. And the reason I do that is because I know when you land in your feed, any featured post. So if I create a post here, now there's a post in this area and I can pin it to featured. Okay. So
Okay.
now I have a featured area that shows up even when I'm in your feed. Okay. But it's only showing the featured posts for any communities within this category. So like if I come down here to replays category and it's very difficult to click through on these. It's like hard coded to want to stay in the feed. Um, so you've got a post here, and this one is in Z Lab sample course. Okay. Oh, I think is this the discussion? Maybe not. Let's see. If we create another post, this is the lesson list for this community. Okay. These are course discussions. I only have it
Yeah, yeah. What comes for me on the list is the list of all the lessons that I have
right because
inside
you
that
have
course.
all right because you have all the lessons checked off for enabling discussions.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I thought that people could use the discussion below each lesson, and that had nothing to do with the community page.
Right. So
When I did that initially, the community page was not even existing in Zenler, or it was
right.
like, you know,
Right.
very.
So here's what you could do. If you want the discussions to live separately from community, then you can remove them from community. I think. Let's see if we can do that. Because here's the thing. Either what you do is you turn off all discussions so that there's only one discussion thread in community. Or if you want to keep the community discussions under each lesson so people can read and engage under each lesson, then we need to remove them from community altogether. So I don't know, like, do you want, I don't know how you have your community set up and what that workflow, what your function is, because you can have a community that you invite people to come into that is
Mhm,
about all things around your niche and your audience, right? And you can
mhm.
have course discussions turned on for people to engage in that's separate and not have them here,
Because
right?
I mean, this is very confusing for me. I have two courses.
Okay.
One it has the community that I show to people, the platform that they can use, and sometimes I used to make announcements like, oh, the live class that we're gonna have tomorrow is canceled, you know, things like that. And
Right.
I couldn't, I mean, it was asking me to select a lesson. Like, I don't want to. I just want to make a public announcement that's general, that is not linked to any lesson. So that was very annoying for me. That's one
Okay.
thing. But that's
Okay.
for the community page that was linked to this particular course. Now,
Yeah.
I have a different course where I haven't said to any of my students that there is a community page for them to engage or interact. I haven't shared anything of that, but I have given them the option to make questions and doubts below each lesson, which this is a course that I launched years ago when the community page was not even available. And now I
Right.
realize that it is not working because this student
Yeah.
sent me the
Hmm.
screen saying that is not available. So I'm very confused. And the
Okay.
other day,
So,
a student from this particular course make a comment that instead of appearing below the lesson that she was referring to, it came up in the community page when I thought this community page was not even existing for this course. So
okay.
I don't know what's
Well,
the
because
problem and
Zenler,
how to manage that.
yes, I completely understand where you're at here. So here, let me stop sharing for just a second so I can find and then I can find the page that I need access to here. So here's the thing that we got to think about when it comes to community. and courses and sites and lesson discussions and course communities and all of these things. There's a lot of different moving pieces. So for
Mm,
you as the creator, as the course instructor, as the community manager, whatever it is that you're doing, what you need
mm,
to do is you need to decide, do you want a community? Do you want a community that's separate, that regardless of what courses you have, 10 courses, 10 groups of people in those courses, right?
mm.
Do you want all of those people in the same community because it's the same niche theme, right? Or do you want to manage separate communities for every single course you host,
I want to
right?
manage different communities for different courses. And for some courses, I don't even want to offer the option of a community.
Okay, so how are you strategically supposed to sustain that? How are you going to manage 100 courses and even 30 communities attached to 30 different courses? Why would you do it that way?
Well, right now I only have two courses.
I get that right now. That's what I'm saying. How is it scalable and sustainable to have a separate community for every single course you have? How is that sustainable for you as a business owner to do that? How many courses do you expect to have in another year or two? Like, is this business model, is this process, is this
Mm,
workflow
mm,
sustainable, or is it going to suck up all your time?
mm. I mean, right now I have two courses, one, and I'm only offering the community for one of them. And
Why
one,
is that? Why is that important for your business model that only one of those set of course people get a community, get that access to that community? Why? What's the purpose of
because
that? Why do
I
the
mean,
other course students not get it? Why are
because
they
this is
excluded?
a high ticket course where I really want to condense the people who are in this particular course to discuss things related to this particular course only.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for the only course, it's a low ticket course, and I don't want to be managing a community because it's not
Of free people. Right. Okay. So I like that. That's a good boundary to have, right? I'm not going to manage a community of free people. Like, here's the content, here's the stuff, here's the taste of who I am and what I do and my perspective in the world. If you want to move up and be like a client, a full high-end client, now you come into this. Now you also get access to me at that level and the community.
Mhm.
So, is there a reason that you couldn't strategically, this community is for high-end clients. So the boundaries around having access to me in a community would be that you're either paying this dollar amount, you're at this level, you're at this place in your journey, as a client, and I'm willing to engage with you now in this community because that's the level you're at. Does that make sense? So if all of your free communities, then it's still two things, right? It would be strategically, I have a community available for people who are part of my high-end courses and high-end one-to-one coaching. I have one community that those high-end people only can get access to. The smaller level tiered stuff, they're not getting access to me, and there's no free community, right? So all of the high-end clients can commingle with each other. They may have access to different high-end programs, but they're all around that niche and they're all paying you for not just for your content, but for access to you as well, right?
Mm.
Because you can have the course discussions for anybody in a course where they're commenting, where you don't have them on the community side, right? And you can have just one single community where only your high-end clients go.
but
I
that's
mean,
what I
I would
have.
think about that because I
I mean,
would think
I
about,
only have one community for one high ticket course. That's the only one
right,
I have. But
right. But you, when I
apparently there
asked
is
you,
one that is available for the low ticket course that I didn't even know it
it's
was.
not a, yeah, you just have to, yeah, you can fix that.
Okay,
So,
how?
but when I asked you, what how many courses and communities? Do you want to manage one community for people in your courses, or do you want to manage a community for every course? And you said you wanted to manage a community for every course. That was your response to me. So what I'm saying is that that's a terrible idea because you would have to manage that. Like think about that, like your time and structure. If every course, I know you only have two right now, but is that all you're ever going to have? Are you not thinking of growing? And if you're going to grow, why would you have a community for every course? Like, no. How many high-end courses and programs might you have in the next 5 years?
I mean, the high ticket course that I have, I'm gonna scale it into higher levels, and I will probably offer that community to those higher levels. But for now, that's the only one I have. And the only thing I want is to figure out the technical thing that is messing me up right now.
Right, but the technical thing that's messing you up is that you have communities and courses and discussions that are all strategically set up in the community area.
I don't know why.
Right. Well, because you turned on lesson discussions, and lesson discussions are tied directly to community and create a discussion is not a message. Do you know what I mean? It's a discussion. So it acts as community. That's the way that Zenler has it set up. So for these, so yes, strategically, we're gonna go in, I'm gonna show you how to turn off discussion so that it doesn't show up over there. Okay. And then, or we're gonna try to do that. And then if that doesn't work, um, like I said, strategically speaking, if you need discussions and you want community, it would be one lesson discussion turned on to create that ability. We'll see. Here, I'll share my screen. We'll see. Okay, so let's see. Courses. And yours is, did you say it's a free course or a low ticket
Low
course?
ticket, yeah, it's a low ticket
Yeah,
course,
okay.
and for me, I really wanted to offer students the option to ask doubts in related to different lessons whenever they were going through it. But right now, in that particular course, I see that that function is not available, and I don't know why, and I don't want to offer a community for that particular course, at least yet. Maybe in the future, I don't know, but for now, I don't want to spend my time to that because it's yeah, no, it's useless.
Yeah. No, I get it. I absolutely understand. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, that's the, I mean, so what I need to tick is show discussions in line, which means below its lesson, and untick enable discussion because enable discussion is linked to the community. Is that correct?
Enable discussion is linked to the community.
Okay, so then I need to untick all of those and just leave show discussion in line.
No, show discussion in line disappears as soon as you uncheck enable discussion.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'm looking right now to see how we see how this is going to show up in here. New name. Okay. So in the course itself,
Mm-hmm.
this is where the course title is, cloned new, and this is where the course URL is. If you
Yeah,
don't want it to say these things, this is where you change it. And you can change it here.
but that's the course
Like,
title.
yep, the course that, yeah, somebody asked that question in the chat, and as long as I was in
Oh,
here, as long as I was in here, I was just showing that you can change the link and the
okay.
name right here while you're there. I'm trying to see, and this is called that. So now let's see. Yeah.
I
So
just
that's
missed
kind
that. Can you just go back? Because I might be able to jump off this call. I'm trying to change that dynamic header. I
Yeah, just
apologize.
under course detail, the course title, the course URL. It's right there under course detail. You change them there and then you hit update, and that's that.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try it and I might be. Thank you.
Yep. I'm not sure how. Let's see. Yeah, if you turn the lessons on, I feel like there was a setting that I had somewhere under site. Let's see. That let me turn off something showing up in community. Um, don't. Yeah, I will I'll send a message to the team to ask about that because I feel like it's just a setting that I don't use or haven't seen in a while, but I feel like there was some setting somewhere that got rid of this. And let's see, if I do this, edit can that's not it. If oh here, maybe if I do it this way. Settings. Okay. That's the site. Okay. Oh, require profile completion. Hopefully that means we can update that and not have it. This is new, y'all. Okay. There's an annoying thing popping up for people that had free communities and things were happening in there. So, and they were forcing people to do things they didn't want to do. So this is the fix. You can turn that off. So there's that. You can also enable onboarding chat there. Let's see. Let's see. What if I add? I want to delete the category because I feel like if I can do that, it gets rid of all of the things within the category. Right. Like this one, I probably, yeah, see this one I can delete because there's nothing in it. So that's why when I click on this, it's not, I can edit the category. I can't. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to send a message to support and see if there's a way. The only other thing is to just turn off the discussions so that they don't show up here. Because if you do that,
But if I show up the discussions, then students won't be able to ask doubts below each lesson.
you'll have to come up with something else. Or you'll have to deal with the fact that the discussions are in a community.
But
That's how this, that's
what
how
if
it
I
works.
what if I don't want that? Zenler didn't offer that before. When I set the
I
call.
know. Well, see, this is listen, I
Mm,
feel you very much so. Okay. Zenler is a software platform and they make changes just like every
mm,
other company does based
mm,
on their average median user. So
mm,
yeah, no software works 100% for anybody's business. Every
mm,
software works about 60% of the way.
mm,
And the software companies, not that Zenler's a good company and they're good people. But here's the thing, they don't really care about your specific use case. You know what I mean? They're not invested in it. They're platform first because they're a platform. So you have to be creator first and think about what is the best system for you that works the best for you. Is the system not working for you? Or is there another way that you can make this work for you, strategically speaking, right? Like, how can you set it up? What does the workflow look like, even outside of Zenler, in how you want to communicate with your students? What do you want that to look like? And how can you create that environment no matter what you want to do? No matter what platform you're using, no matter what tool you're using, how can you create your feel of your ecosystem? And that's like, it's on us as the creator. It's a lot of work to figure out how to work within the systems that have been given to us because we don't have control of them, right? And strategically behind the scenes, start working to build your own thing that you control, that's sustainable for you. Right? That's what we all should be doing. We should be making sure our businesses are completely portable wherever we want to take them. That's a real thing that a lot of people are doing. You should own your .com, .org, whatever. That should be programmed into your Zenler site. All of your links to your course, your blog should be mapped out and named very specifically so that if you go to WordPress, you can plug in your domain and the links and paste your content in. And all of those links you've put out for that blog post on social media when it was hosted over here, they're still working because they're now been moved to here because you have a strategy in place and a workflow that your entire business is portable wherever you go. That's real. We should all be doing that. You cannot rely on the platforms to do that for you. They're not going to. Platforms want you to be beholden to them because you're paying them, right? Everybody, every training, every workshop you go to is platform first. They are promoting themselves and their platform and what they want you to use. So what you need to do as the creator is decide how do you want to operate?
Right, right. But the moment I created this course, what Sandler was offering was just perfect for me. So I operated and I designed my system based on what the platform was offering, and it was a win-win situation. I loved it. And now
It's never
I just
a win-win.
and now I realize that things
It is
have
never a
changed, and I d-
win-win
and I
situation.
don't know how it changed. I'm confused, and I don't know why it doesn't work. So now I will have to change my strategy
Okay.
and everything because the platform
Yes.
has
Yes.
upgraded in
No.
one direction that
Yes.
doesn't work with me anymore.
Right. So figure out a way to work for yourself, regardless of your platform. Because if you go to a platform and go, oh, this platform's perfect. Oh, Instagram is perfect for me. My content, everything. Oh, look at all of this is working great for me. Algorithm change, business gone. You cannot build your strategy around someone else's strategy and structure. You have to build it around your own. If you lean into one platform and just their features, just like they are, and they change them, now you're confused and you're a mess because you built everything on someone else's land by their rules instead of building it by your own workflow, your own customer experience and journey. Map that out, regardless of what system you're using. Who are your clients? How did they find you? Where did they find you? What do they need? How do you communicate with them? Right? Where do they find your content? How do you nurture them? How do you build trust with them? What does that look like for you? What platforms are you using? What tools do you use? Right? Like you have to map that out for yourself and be prepared when you map out that path. What if this happens? Right? So when you're building your courses and a course in a community, you have courses and communities. Does it make sense to have a course, a community for every course you create? What kind of courses are you creating? Do I need those communities? These are questions that you have to ask because even if you don't use Zenler, every other platform out there, course platform, has courses, has other features that you're going to interconnect with your business. And if you rely solely on that exact structure working for you and it changes, then you're going to be a mess again, right? You have to build in resiliency for yourself and make things easy to adjust if the platform does something you don't like. We're not
Right,
doing that.
right. But I am here to clarify why things, I mean, I wasn't aware
It doesn't,
I mean,
I
I'm
can't help you
here.
with that. I can
Um,
show you the workflows, but Zenler changing their stuff in the back end, you can email support@zenler.com. But what I'm telling you, like as as somebody who's built businesses online, as someone who's worked with lots of other business owners, you cannot rely on the platform to stay exactly the way you want it to. It's not going to. It's going to have updates, changes, workflows. It's annoying. Everybody deals with it. Everybody deals with that. There are plenty of things that I wish Zenler operated differently on. There are plenty of updates that I've been like, oh, I hate this update. Right. But there's nothing I can do. It's the platform I choose. It's what I'm using. So I have to figure out how my strategies and workflows
well, so the
can
question,
remain the same.
I mean, the question is, does it mean that Sandler is not offering anymore the option of asking doubts below each lesson that is not linked to to a particular community? Yes or no? I just want to, I just need to know that.
I could not find a way to turn it off from showing up in community. I didn't see a setting for that. Again, you can, I don't know the glitchy things or whatever, like the part about them not even being able to comment. The code on the back end, I could not find a way to turn it off. We just looked at it. So I don't know if anybody else has turned them off for their communities outside of them showing up. But no, they don't. It's directly, as soon as you turn that on, it's directly tied to community as a discussion. There might be, you can email support and find out if there's something else they can do or if they have another solution, because I don't know what it is.
Okay, okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Yes, but
I mean, first I need to clarify that. Once I that's clarified, then I will think about a workaround.
yeah, yeah. I know it's about like it happens all the time. But yeah, you have to email support at Zenler and find out if there's any other options for that. And yes, and that's definitely even in community, hop into community and start talking about like how you're figuring out that workflow of messaging with them. It could just be that you come up with an email funnel that you can email and they can respond via email. Might be a good workflow for them being able to comment if they have a misunderstanding, they can send an email maybe. Or the comments can come through maybe a social media. I don't know.
Anyway, okay.
And other people in the community might have ideas on what they've done because it's really what it comes down to is testing things, experiencing it, seeing how your customers deal with it. Like you said, you didn't even know at that one, like customers are experiencing error messages and like what? Like so
Yeah, I didn't even know that that course has a community.
right, you
And
didn't even see
I
that it
don't
was
want
there.
that. I don't want to have a
Yeah.
community for that course. And now I see many comments on the chat related to community that they are not, I see that I'm not the only one confused with that.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me,
So
listen.
maybe you that work in Zenler, you could tell IT people are getting confused with the communities.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. They don't listen to me. They don't care what I say.
Okay.
They really, they don't. You have to tell them. And
Oh
I
my.
mentioned this last week. Like, here's the thing, there's really weird, glitchy things that happen all the time, right? Like that thing, Judy, what was it? There was something, one Judy or Lorelai, I don't know. There was this, and maybe Casey. Oh, and Deborah was having this glitch that every time she did this one thing, this thing would happen. And I'm like, you have to send to support at Zenler. It's been happening for years, but
Yeah, I
everybody
had a
just got tired.
problem.
Everybody stopped sending messages to support at Zenler.com. And so they stopped looking at it. And so if I randomly say, hey, this is acting up, it's fine here. That's the response I get, right? Because nobody's else is complaining about that. It must not be a real problem. That's the response I get, right?
Okay.
So honestly, for yourself and for everybody else here, even though it's annoying, all these little glitches, these bugs that keep happening that feel like this bug's been happening for the last 2 years, send a message to support at Zenler every time it happens. A screenshot, send it. If we bombard them with these little glitches that could be fixed, then they'll prioritize them and fix them. A lot of people, right? They design the software, they prioritize their time, money, and effort based on what the majority of people want. So if
Mm.
everybody says, hey, why is this thing glitching out all the time? And they send it every time, it's going to take up a lot of their time and energy fielding these messages. They're going to fix the problem. But if they stop getting the messages because everybody's just going to deal with it, then they're never going to fix it. It's just
Okay.
going to stay that way. So it's important to communicate.
I did have a glitch with the community and I asked support and they noticed that they had a problem and they said we will notify you once it's solved and they did notify me when it was solved. But
Yeah.
then
Yeah. So it's
eh,
really important to submit those to support at zenler.com and to do things like have screenshots, right? We talk a lot on support desk about the language gap, right? The platform, the users, the team, that language gap is real. They say they use different words than we use. Like I can't use coder language. So I'm using my words that may not make sense to them. But if they see a screenshot or a video, then they know the word on the back end. Oh, what she means is this, right? They can tell themselves that if they have context, but if they don't have context, what happens is it takes more time, right? We go back and forth with support, and that takes 4 or 5 days versus the one if we had the context for them. So always add context when you reach out to support as
okay.
well,
Yeah, no,
because
I will
that will
email them.
speed up the
Yeah.
process for sure.
Okay.
So.
Thank you, Ali.
Yes, you're very welcome. I'm sorry that the platform updates are not your favorite thing. I definitely have experienced that with many different platforms and tools where they make an update and I'm like, you ruined it. But we are beholden to them
No,
in a lot of
I
ways.
didn't know about this update, so I was very confused and I came here to find out why I was having these problems.
Yeah, it's been like they've made that update came through a long time ago. It's been
Mm.
there for a while. Yeah, and it took me, and I'm just gonna say, I've been back at Zenler since November. And I've been working in community. I'm also the community manager for the Zenler site community, right? I have only just now really started to grasp the full connection and functionality of how the community works, right? And just barely. And I'm working in it every single day, right? So it takes time to understand someone else, right? Because it's not my brain, it's not my platform. I didn't design it. So I've got to get basically inside of someone else's head and go, why did they do it this way? Why does it work like this? It doesn't make sense to me or whatever, right? It's a pain, but and then they'll change it and next week and I'll be like, wait, I don't understand it anymore. That's the life, Julia. That's the life.
Well, I
So,
don't want to take much time from
yes,
the
yes,
data
yes.
waiting.
We're good. I just wanted to add that for everybody too. Like y'all, it's gonna happen. So how about Lorelai? I know Lorelai's hand up, Lisa and Jody. I'm not sure who was first. So if you all know who was first, just unmute and start talking.
I think I was
I
after
think you
Mark's.
were too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love that you touched on this, and Julia, this is like I feel you. And I have just because you've brought this up, I have replays, and I saw replays.
I think I tested that for you, actually.
Thank you. Well, the thing is that I have a lot of videos. I think I have like about 100 interviews or a little more. And I'm trying to figure out a way to set it up. And the way I was doing it, and because I love graphics and things like that, I remember last time we had the page, and then I just put like the a row with 4 squares, and then I uploaded the images
Mhm.
and the videos. But for me, as the owner, it is not working because sometimes I want to move it around, and it's very hard. It's slower. And by you sharing replays and the community, I've used the curriculum, and I just tested it. And I started uploading the videos. And although they appear kind of like without the image, and I'm an image, like I love,
I know you are.
it's something that I'm going to have to sacrifice for the use, for the better
For the
use,
workflow, the ease
for the
of.
workflow to move things up and down, so that is something that I have to sacrifice in a sense, but it's going to be a better experience.
And it'll be a better experience, and who knows what update will come through, and the next thing you know, you can get your images back,
Yeah,
and you'll be ready when it does.
and I tested because when Julia mentioned that she wants discussions, I said, "Oh, I would love discussions also of people who watch the replay." So I did enable discussion, and I enabled my community again. I had made it secret, and I saw there that the inline, when you put inline, when people go to the community, when you had it and you had replay, and then people were to comment, and then there's a button on the bottom, like a filter of where to post it. When I
Mhm.
put inline for one, it lets you select that one, that you can comment on that one thread. I haven't tested commenting inside the course, which the course is called replays.
Right.
Um, so just that. But now I
Mm.
forgot what my question was, but I think it's what I wanted to know was what is a better way? Because like I said, I have like 120 videos, and I want to
Yeah.
make it easier. And
No,
just
what's
by looking
the
at the curriculum, I can move things up and down. I can put dates.
yeah, for just having a course called replays,
Yeah.
and
What I could do
then
now, I think I could just make one row block and then just put like the this week's videos, and then maybe use the curriculum like for the rest, because
I don't know. Well, I don't know. What are you talking about? You're talking about putting like a custom block on the access page, you mean?
yes, so on that one where you edit it.
Yeah, and I show and I you just add the videos in a row so that they're all
Yes.
together.
So what I did is what I added, the block was curriculum, and then curriculum, you have to have you can select those features there.
So you added it here?
Yes. So what is hello, like that is live stream, is that also a video or?
Oh, that's a live class. That's just I just called it hello. See, whenever it's got the little red dot on the curriculum, that means it's a live session.
Okay, so that
That's
means
the
if I
live
had that
session.
course, but I don't want to do that, but if I did, that's where I would use it.
Do what? What?
Replays is just a course, is just a spot where I put replays. Now I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe you can create a course called group discussions, and then maybe have a duplicate curriculum. I'm thinking for Julia, I'm trying to brainstorm, one for just discussions, and then, but I don't know how to do that. I'm just
No, that would
trying to
create
think.
lots of little communities. But
Yeah.
for you, though, for you, I would like, so you're adding, like, so on here, so this lesson, let's
Mhm.
say, um, 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 whatever. This is the interview.
Mhm.
And then
Uploading a video.
you're adding the replay video here to the
Yeah,
curriculum.
yeah.
And
And then
are you doing discussions for it?
I can put discussions. That's what I wanted feedback from people. And then I think when I put show discussion inline,
Yeah.
does that
Well, when
mean,
you don't show it here, let me show you what inline means, okay?
yeah,
So that you all see what that means. When you do discussion inline like that, and then we preview the curriculum, as a student, you'll see what it means. So which one is it? This one? Okay. So see, the cut discussions are not down here. They're up here.
they're where? They're
Up here in the upper right hand corner. See this little box? I did a weird thing with the text, so it's not
okay,
saying
yeah, yeah.
the text is now the same color as the box it's in. So
Yes, yes.
this says discussions here.
Okay,
So
you click on it.
instead of being in a box down here, it's up here and you click on it, and then that's when you can write things like,
So
and then see right here, it does tell you this is the court, this is the,
if you click on love, it'll go down, I think.
yes, this is the name of the
Yeah.
whatever, the lesson. It's tagging that automatically. And there's only one category, so I can't choose that. So if I post, right, now that's here. So now when I am in here,
Appear
it's
on the
not
replay.
visible.
It won't
And then,
appear below the image. It'll just appear.
right. But
So
it does appear
discussion.
when people click on the discussion, they get an option to say something and they see whatever anybody else wrote as well. So it's basically becomes a pop-up discussion from the corner.
Okay. And then that's,
Okay.
so what
And
is
let's
inline?
see. Yeah, so let's see what it looks like in here. Ah, see, I
The reason
refresh
I'm
it.
asking this is because before I go in and create this whole replay of 100 and something, and I currently don't have my community activated, but if I do, I want to see how it would appear.
Yeah.
From what I saw on my end, when I created um, uh, the course of replays, I created two lessons, which are part of the curriculum. When I looked at community, I only saw replays. I didn't see each lesson under where it says your feed, community below. It just says replay. It doesn't show me a whole bunch of lessons from the curriculum.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
Okay.
anymore.
Okay. So
It
that,
updated. This is where they are now. So
yeah,
rather than that was the update, and that I thank God that came through, right? So what it used to be is every lesson you had, it would show up just like this as an individual lesson. So if you had 5 lessons in one course, 5 lessons in another course, all of those would be here categorized under it. It was horrible,
yeah.
horrible. So now each one of these replays is actually used to be called course discussions. I renamed it this to test out what it would look like for Lorelei for having some replay discussion threads. But you can call the category anything, but the course discussions will be under it. And this is the name of the course, creating a course from idea to whatever. Love is the name of the course that I turned discussions on for that particular lesson, right? So now in
These
love,
these stars are courses. They're not lessons.
each one, no, they're not lessons. Each one of these is a course. And you can change that too, right? And you should. I don't like the stars.
What I was
So
curious,
edit community, so I just need some things here to change the way this looks. Because that's the default, so it just
yeah,
looks um
okay,
but um so you can have these be anything, but each one of these then is its own course. Okay. So now when you're in that particular course and you go to post, any of the lessons you have that turned on for is here. So
okay,
I have that lesson. So now I can post, I can tag it as that lesson. So that's what it does. The community is the course name. And then the lessons that you have discussions turned on for basically become a tag for the posts within the community. Okay. So now I've got a post in here from Jane's replay interview lesson, right?
mhm,
But I also, there's this little lesson tag over here on the right. I can filter what's in this feed based on the lesson itself, right? So the lessons now act as tags. Okay. So you have one community with the course name. When you turn discussions on, if you don't turn discussions on, you don't automatically create a community for that specific course. What happens is you can create one specific community and just assign that community to the courses. Don't turn discussions on, because if you do, it'll do this. It'll create a whole list for you. But if you want to use a course specifically for that reason, the reason would be because you can turn on those lessons, right? And then each lesson becomes a tag for the posts, and those tags become a filter for finding the content within the one feed. Okay. And if you have hundreds of students, if you've got a lot of activity going on, even if you only have 20 students, if you have 20 students for 5 years and you have 5 years worth of discussions based on certain topics, you can tag those topics and then search and filter them, you know?
mhm.
So
These,
that's what it is.
yeah, so these lessons are, by the way, can I change the language of all lessons? Like I know you said
Yes, you can. Yep.
you
You
can
can
change
change
that
that too.
language.
Yep. You can change all your site language. You can change here. So when I talk about creator first, I'm sitting down without Zenler, right? What do I call, am I a course creator? Do I have courses? Or is my industry or my word that I would use programs? I have programs, right? Or is it coaching? Is it group coaching? Is it community? Is it like, how do you speak? How do you talk? You can change not just you can use the language you want in your text and in your copy, but you can actually change the language of the site as a whole. So, for example,
For example, I think one was there is like the review card, or it was testimonial, or it was review, and I changed it to testimonial, or vice versa. Because in my industry, they say more reviews than testimonials, I think. Um, and words like that. Membership
right.
instead of course.
Yeah. See, so this says feed, and in mine, my community isn't called a community. I changed the name of it to creator notes, right? So my community is creator notes. And I don't have a feed. There's no your feed, it's your notes instead. And featured post is not featured post, it's featured note. right? I'm doing the best that I can with my ability to change the language on my site so that the user's experience, right, when they come in and they say community and they say other community, like when we come here, your feed, Zenler community, redundancies, anything like that, any opportunity I have to offer some sort of clarity or guidance to the user that's experiencing it, I'm going to take that, right? So I want that continuity to happen throughout my website, my copy, the site language, the way I speak when I'm on video, right? I'm taking all of that language and I'm plugging it in from the get-go, from the ground up,
Mhm.
right? That's making the foundation so that it relates to you and your people, right? So no
Yeah. So like
featured notes.
for example, members can be my besties, my, readers, book lovers, if that's something that is continuing in the language.
Right. Yep. And you have the ability, not just there. The other thing you want to remember is down here under system emails. All of these are emails. Course enrollment, if you're not calling it course, you want to come in there and change what those dynamic words are, right? You have successfully enrolled in,
Yeah.
let's
This is one
see,
of the first I
regarding
did.
the purchase or course, right? That's very generic language. So you want to come in here and turn these words into your words so that it makes sense for your people and so that there's a flow and it makes sense. Like just think about how confusing it is for us when inside the system it says one thing one place and another thing another place. The one that annoys me the most is actually Facebook, right? So this is Facebook's page here. And what we have is over here, it says event URL. Okay. When we do the live stream, the place that it says event URL doesn't say event URL, it's called page URL. So it's called two different things. And so are the other two things that it requests, right? So one of those other things was, I don't know. Oh, yeah, some other links. They're all called different things. And it took me a while to remember and figure out which one is where and why. So those language words matter. One word off, one just different word usage and lack of consistency can cause a great amount of confusion. It's what's happens to us inside any system, Zenler, PayPal, Stripe, ClickUp, Notion, like the UI, that interface where the people are interacting, that's the thing that causes the confusion. Like we're not dumb, right? We're all smart. We can follow instructions. But when the instructions don't match the interface and the words are different, then we're like, wait, what? Why would we know? We didn't build it.
Yeah.
So it's really important to think about how confusing that is for us and how confusing that can be for people on the other end experiencing our brand. So that's why it's important to make sure that you're naming things consistently and that you're using that you're focusing on clarity over trying to be clever or cute because those things can be confusing. And if people are confused, if they have to sit and think and try and figure it out, they just click away, right? They just go, not today. I don't have the capacity
One
because that's what I do.
one question I had in regards to community and lessons is something that is linked with community. Is there any other feature from a course that is also linked to community, or is it just the lessons for discussion? For example, I have events. So if I have a course called events, um, does that course events, uh, is it linked in a way with community or no? Is it only just,
If you have no, courses can be linked to community if you link them, right?
okay.
You link them via doing things like, I think is it the pricing plan here that does courses? Like you can put someone,
Well, the reason I think events doesn't appear in community as a course, maybe I haven't enabled something, but because it doesn't have
did you
discussion,
enable discussions?
how can I enable discussions in an event?
Did
And
you
of
say,
course,
wait, it's a course, right? The same way
yeah.
you enabled them for your other ones. You come over here to your curriculum, you go to
Okay.
the individual lesson that you want and discussions enabled for, and you turn them on.
Okay, so I don't have curriculum inside the events course. The only element that I have inside the events course is just that block for events, the ones where people register. So in order for for events to appear in community, it would have to be if I use the curriculum.
You use the curriculum or you create a separate community called events,
Okay.
right? You create a separate community called events. And then on the pricing, on the pricing, you're going to add a plan. Yours is a subscription, right?
Mhm.
And then you're going to come here and assign them being registered for a community. So you don't have to have discussions enabled, right? You can create a community independently. When you turn on a discussion in a lesson, what it does is it creates the community and the connection for you automatically. Okay.
With
If
curriculum.
you, yes, if you enable a discussion, it creates a community for that whole course, right? So, like right here, it created a community called Love because I turned on discussion in a lesson, right? So it created for me an entire community with the name of that course. And then for every lesson I turned into a discussion, it gives me a drop down menu to tag that lesson when I create a post. Okay. So it automatically does that. I don't have to do it. Now, if you're not using discussions, which you're not, you have that removed. What you do instead is you come in here, right? And you add a community and I don't know if this is, I don't know, how about party? There we go. Oh, disco ball, I like that. Events, right? If it's a private community, it's private for the people that are just coming in through that course because they're going to be assigned that. And then continue, right? So now communities.
Mm.
Now you have an events community, and it's an individual community that you can now come in here and create. It's only one, right? You've got community because you've got two communities under this category. These are the communities you can post in,
So,
right?
so it could be a community so instead of replays, so when I create, so I'm trying to figure this out. If it says communities below, instead of, so the way I see it here, you're the ones, communities below, the community that you have underneath it, could be replays. And then another community, which is the other course, could be events. So those are like separate spaces, but they're all in one. If I click on your feed, will I see all the posts from
It
both
as
communities?
long as they're grouped under the same category, okay? And in the first category, okay, so here's your feed, okay? Whenever someone clicks on community and opens community, this is where they land. Zenler is feed first community, right? So that means this is the feeds for everything grouped under here. Now I
Yes.
only have community posts. So if I come to events, even if I don't do that, I didn't have to do that. I can write party time. Woohoo. Okay. And now I see that it is in events, and then I post it. Now I can pin this to featured. Okay. Now in the events community, this is a community. Okay. You have the featured post section. There's just one featured post there. Okay. In community, if we get ourselves into that specific community, we have a featured post and just one of them, and that's the only post in the community. When we first enter community, we come in your feed. When you're in your feed, every featured post from every community within those communities are posted up here, right?
I can name your feed all updates because, right? Because then it'll be all the updates. Like for me, it would be updates, like anything that anybody posts on my feed.
Right.
Me, it would be all updates because
Yeah.
it would be all from all of the communities that I belong to, which would be communities and event.
Yeah.
And
So
so,
this one, you can, um,
so what I'm trying to, so in order for a community to create a community, I have to go to the course in the price plan, select communities.
no, that's not how you create a course. You create a course
No,
right
no, no,
here,
no. I'm
or a
saying when,
community. I know you create a community right here on this button. You have to create the community first,
okay. Oh, okay.
and
Create the community
then
first and then make,
when you go to the pricing, you choose that community from the drop down. I can get a new one because I didn't have it selected
okay. Because I'm
on
trying
this
to
one.
figure out if I should just,
So
instead,
now see, this one has the events or replays communities. Oh, here's the other thing. That's the thing that's magical. Okay. Do you see how this says community below? That's
mhm.
the category. Okay. This is the replays. So if you're in community, okay, and you want to have, um, and you want to create, and you want to have somebody enrolled in all of your communities, right? There's a specific purpose for that. For example, maybe this is a creator states, right? So this first one would be help. Like, I need help right now. I can't figure this out. This one would be share good news, right? So these act like the communities themselves kind of act like themes or categories for your community members to post in. And this can be, choose your state or whatever. But when you create the all of those communities and those places, if you choose the category, and they buy this course, they will automatically then be enrolled in every community listed under the category.
Okay.
Okay. So it enrolls them in all. But if you have a course that has discussions turned on, it will automatically create a community for you with discussions. But it doesn't just create a community for you, it creates a new category. right? That's what that replay is. That used to say the native language on that
Okay.
was course discussions, right? So the tagline, see, and this is the other thing, replays, and then this category tagline subtitle says course discussions. I have no idea where that goes or why it's there. It doesn't show up anywhere that I know of, so I don't know why it's there. I haven't figured that out yet. But so now, for example, course discussions, if you are creating, say, a bundle, a course community and a bundle, because I know a few people have done that, and you've got course discussions set as your, you can rename this category whatever you want, but they're all, that's going to create this category and it's going to create a community for each course within that bundle if you have the discussions turned on for those lessons, right? So now when you are coming in here, those categories, you can enroll somebody then in all.
If I've already created, I can go back and add them to a community, correct? After I've created, you're showing now like if you're going to create a course,
Right, of course, you can add people to community anytime you want. You just go right to
a
their.
course, you can add community to a course. That's already,
Right.
yeah,
Yes,
okay.
if you come in here to the pricing, like
Okay.
if you were to save this, you can come in here anytime and add that,
Okay.
right? And if you have people that, and I'm not sure if it retroactively enrolls people, a message might pop up. That would be a good thing to ask for sure.
Okay.
Test.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Well, this was good. So now I know for whichever course I can go to pricing and add them to a community. And then if I add curriculum to a course, then it would just appear in the community and then they can
Yes.
drop down and comment, continue the discussion on it. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You're very welcome. Okay. I think it's Lisa and then I think Jody and then Judy. I think.
Hello.
Hi,
This confused me a
Lisa.
little bit more, but my question is, so I want to do my parent membership, right?
Mhm.
And so I've gone through the videos of doing it, setting it up as a course, but now, like, I'm thinking for the discussion, it needs to be in communities, right? Because I need to do live. So my parent membership is going to be 2 lives a month, so every other week. And I want to do it through Zoom. So I'm just wondering, do I just set it up like as a course and then it checks off as a community and then it comes under there? But then I just went and disabled every course I have, so I don't have any course discussions. Like, well,
Okay.
because I don't want that. Like, I only want to deal with my membership people communicating with them. I don't, of
Right.
course, like, I don't
So
need,
do you have your membership set up in a bundle?
no, I haven't set it up yet. So I have my email list. I've been communicating with people. I've been working on this alley for like 3 years, but I've never built it
Okay.
out, right? So like
Okay.
this is just where I'm at. But now
Yeah.
that the Tai Chi is up and going, I have the chance to work on what my passion project, what I want to do.
Right.
Now, I don't have it built out at all. Um,
Well, but the first place really to start is
okay.
to, for yourself, is to map out like what it is you want your people to experience with you. What is it that you want to offer? Because it's two-sided, right? We oftentimes think, okay, what do people need? What are these things? But you also have to think about what you want and what you want to offer and how you want to offer it. Like, how are you delivering this? What's your capacity like? What's sustainable for you? And still connects with and honors the the promise that you made in your offer, right? and gives your people that good experience. So, for example, you want a membership. So, how do you envision this membership functioning? Like, are there different stages of this membership? Like, here's where people get oriented. Here's the onboarding process. This is what it looks like. Here's how I introduce them to these concepts and to these ideas, right? And I'm going to start by, sending them the welcome email. I'm going to start by, um, offering this type of, this week, the twice a month live. I can do that. It's sustainable. Like, sure. How I can, if 1,000 people join my membership, can I still do those twice a week lives? Yes, I can. Two lives a week with 100 people or 1,000 people is still two lives a week.
Mhm.
Now, that doesn't mean that there's still not capacity limits, right? Because there's only so many people in a Zoom session. You can only answer so many questions at a time, right? So there's other things, to consider which parts of that are important for you to be able to deliver fully your
Mhm.
promise, but also how you do it in a way that makes sense for your people experiencing it, so that it's not confusing, so that you're guiding them along the way. And what kind of things they need. Is it too much? Like I've narrowed down, it's taken me months to be like, what are the reasons people are going to join my community? Right? What's the reason they're going to join it? And when they join it, what's the reason they're going to come into community? What's going to trigger them? They're out there in their world, living their life, doing their thing. Something happens, and now they're coming to my community. Is it because I sent them an email? Did they see a social media post from me that drove them there? Or did they experience something and they're like, oh, shoot, I need to talk to Allie. I need to figure this out. And if it's, oh shoot, I need to talk to Allie and figure this out, what is it? What are the variety of things that people will come into my community for? Well, one reason would be because they need help. They're
Right.
like it's a troubleshooting issue. I need help right now. What does help mean? What does troubleshooting mean for your whatever, for your
And
thing?
theirs could be like PDFs or something where they get like in the community. Because the way I was going to structure it was there was a lesson each week for the month.
Mhm.
And then we had two calls, and one call was about the lessons, and then one call was submit your question ahead of time, right? And then
Yeah.
we answer the question. And so I love what you're saying because I do need a little bit more back work. So to be honest, like I didn't think about onboarding and all that stuff. I
Yeah.
just know my community is, I have my community already in person, right? And they want
Yes.
more. They want more. They want a place to come with other like-minded moms. And then they want to
Yeah.
be able to ask me questions,
Yeah.
which is great. I love it. So, okay. So I guess starting with how I'm going to onboard them and how I'm going to set it up. Do I set it up though in like as a course? Like
Well,
every,
that's the other thing. Is the course going to be another thing they have to access? Does the course already exist and that's going to become part of it? Or does the community need to be a separate community, not connected directly to the course? Because maybe you want the community, I don't know. Like you have to decide, how do you want them to communicate with you? Like with Lorelai's situation, um and with Julia, like she wants the lesson, just wants the low tier people to comment under the lesson. She doesn't want a whole community separate. That's a whole nother place to go and look at. Like, no, I don't want to do that. But for you, like, is that what makes sense? Like the community is separate? Is it connected to the course? How many other students and how many other things might you be doing? Are you going to offer other things besides the membership? Are you going to have one-off courses as well? Like, I think of things in terms of a whole ecosystem, right?
Mhm.
Not just a one-off offer. It's an entire ecosystem that connects, right? There's multiple entry points, there's multiple income streams, there's multiple things happening. It's an entire ecosystem around this one idea, around your
Mhm.
thing, right? So it's
Okay.
membership, course, community, blog. Like, how are people once you create this community? Yes, you have your base amount of people from in person.
Hmm.
And also, how are they going to experience your brand? Things like the community is terrible on desktop. I hate it. I hate the font, the way it looks. I don't even like the way it looks, but I love the way it looks in the app. Okay. Love it.
Okay.
Love the app. Love the app. Now, that's not to say that it's not glitchy and it doesn't tick me off and that I don't think they need to improve it, because I do think that. But the app experience, now that is portable. That is on the go. That is your people being able to open that app and comment to you, right? And post something in app with you.
Mhm.
And you have management tools in the app as well, on top of um being able to, engage and see what's going on, right? You have a few management tools in there. So the app experience is great, but also you need to know your people. Are they app people? Are they
Yeah, they
desktop
are.
people?
Most of them
We
are younger
have the data.
moms.
Yes. And most people are accessing your blog, your content on mobile. So designing everything for mobile functionality for me is a priority. Everything I do, I design for mobile, because mobile design still looks fine on desktop, even if it looks a little cropped or whatever, it still looks streamlined and good on desktop. But the opposite is not true. A lot of desktop, it says it's responsive, right?
Mhm.
Responsive for mobile. It's still, the responsive doesn't do what I want it to do. So I have to design in mobile or for mobile for that, and then it
Okay.
looks great. So
I
those
guess
are also considerations.
one logistic question. So we have this. So my Chinese teacher, he has his own school
Yes.
within Zenler. So it's the real Tai Chi School.com. It's in New Zenler. We have a Qigong course that's there. Then my husband and I have our own school called Higher Learning School. And we have a few courses in there. And I was going to put my parent membership under that school, but we still have a third one. Do I do my parent membership completely separate in that third one, or do I put it under our higher learning school? Like, it's this tech stuff is so much. I know everybody else probably feels the same way.
Well, like, remove the tech piece from it first, okay? And think about the human experience first. So the human experience is, how do they experience the first thing? When and how will they be ready for the next thing? And
Mhm.
how do you want it to appear to them? Because once you know what that looks and feels like for your people, then you can look at the system and say, how do I make this do that?
I think I sort of want it together because even in practice, my husband and I share a lot of patients or clients. Like,
Mhm.
I see somebody, they go to him, he sees somebody, they come to me because we offer a completely different experience. He's
Right.
an energy worker, I'm a physician, and so we sort of
Yeah.
have grouped so I probably being all under one thing. Okay, that's good. That's helpful, Allie.
Yeah. So, and think about that, and think about, and not just now, but then every time ask yourself, okay, I have like 25, 30 people for this right now, but what happens when it's 1,000, right? So you like, whatever processes you're doing, is it sustainable? Is it scalable? Right? Because when you're talking about building community, like, I don't know about you, but like, as I'm setting up the framework for mine and for mine, like, I'm looking at the future of, I want this community to be massive and epic. I want thousands of people in it. I want it to be an entire ecosystem and a movement. Like, I want it to be a cult classic, right? That
Oh
is
God, that's so
my
inspirational.
Right. But that's what I'm doing, right? So
Okay.
everything I decide, I ask myself, is this scalable? Can I do this on that epic scale, right? Because if I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound. Like, I'm all in. Like
Okay.
I'm doing this and I'm going to do it right. And I'm going to make sure it's sustainable because otherwise what you do is you run yourself into the ground, you drive yourself crazy. You stress yourself out, you get clients, you get the people in there, and then you're burning yourself out because
Yeah.
you're doing too many things and it's too much pressure and it's too much things that don't make sense and like,
Right.
no, thank
Okay.
you. So I want my experience to be just as good. Like the idea of hustle culture and being burnt out as a badge of honor is just that has got to go. We
Right.
have to normalize taking care of ourselves. And just like you said, years you've been working on this idea and this plan. And here's the thing, that's a long time. You have a lot of experience, you have a lot of knowledge, and it takes a minute to organize all of that and create a foundation that is built to sustain you and the people you serve and doesn't crumble and fall apart because you couldn't hold it up by
Yeah,
your
I don't want to
force of
start it
will.
and not follow through.
Right,
I mean, you're
exactly.
100%. Like I want to
Yes,
build it to keep going. Because the worst was when I left all
exactly.
my patients in practice. I left thousands of patients and it was awful, but it was for my own
Yes.
health. So now,
Yes, you had
yeah,
to.
so okay. Well, this is perfect. I won't take up any
Yeah.
more of your time. So everybody
Okay.
else, and I will be back on next Thursday. So
Okay.
I'm gonna come up with my plan and build what I can and then
Good.
back on.
And hey,
So
don't we have community, the Zenler site community? Are
okay.
you in there?
Yeah, I am. I'm in there.
Okay, not on the Facebook group, but in
No, in the
community.
communities, I'm
Yeah.
in
And
community.
in between your times, if you've got stuff going on, feel free to post in there because I'm there. I will
Okay.
check it. I can respond. Like if there's workflow things, that's for all of you. Come in
Okay.
there. We don't have to only work on the fly right here. Support desk can continue in the community throughout the week. We can be checking in. You can be sharing what workflows are working for you, what didn't work for you. Like we can figure these things out and we don't only have to do it on Thursdays from 11 to 2. We can do it. I will be adding other session times too, but it's not just live. And the stuff in the community can help inform some of the stuff we do live. Like Lorelai had mentioned before about the replays in the community. I went in there and renamed things and I forgot all about it. I didn't even show it to her, but then it came up today when we were in here. So we can do that for each other, right?
Right.
And continue the conversation so that it builds and compounds into something of, okay, I'm finally built. I've finally got something. This is sustainable. This feels good, right? Like we want that.
Okay. Perfect.
So
Thank you. Yeah,
yes,
somebody else said they love the app too. So that's awesome. Okay.
yes, yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much. Everybody have a
Thanks,
beautiful
Lisa.
day.
Thank you. You too. Okay, I'm not sure who's next, if it's Judy or Jody. It's one of my J's. Is it Jody? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'm in a part of my course where one of the parts of the curriculum is very document intensive, like
Mm.
worksheets and things like that. They're
Mhm.
kind of all in one place, but it's the best way to present it to them. And I'm just wondering, like, are there any like screenshots or anything like that of what that would look like? Like, um, let's just say there's like, 8 worksheets or whatever. What would that look like if I just add each one? Because I don't even have a visual of what that would look
Well,
like.
yeah, it would not be good. But here, there are some workarounds for that. So let's look at it. Because um, in your curriculum, if you have worksheets, I personally would turn it into a workbook, even if they're just one-off worksheets. And then you can do something like this, which is add the ebook feature. I don't know if I have a multi-page PDF. I don't think that one is. Uh, I don't want to show you that. Okay, let's just try it, see what it does. Right, so, and now let's preview as a student. So, what did I add?
Workbook?
The book. There we go. So if it had, well, I just uploaded it, so it's processing, but it would be here and it would flip. You could flip the pages, they could look at it. It's one book, it lays out, looks real nice. As um a feature. But if you do individual just PDFs, it's just going to be a roll of scrolling PDFs. You can add it to also the downloads, the same exact thing, right? So if we come here and select that same thing, that's prompts. So now we have it as a book and a PDF that they'll see and a click link they can download. So every download that you add, they can download these. So I would add, that is the perfect workflow, actually. So get all of your worksheets into one downloadable PDF file with 10 pages, whatever, however many you have, okay? Even if they're one-off sheets, it doesn't matter. Two or three go together, then this one's separate, whatever, all together, and you'll have a book people can look at them and flip through them. And then underneath, what you're going to do is you're going to add each one as a download individually. So if you've got, a let's just say 3 or 4 different downloads. One's 2 pages, one 3 pages, whatever. You're just going to keep coming in here and you're going to add in whatever the downloads are. Okay, so we've got a few there now. And when your students come in and come into your course, and they go to that lesson, they're going to see the book. It'll be flippable here when it's done. But then right below that, each one of those downloads are right here. That's a very clean look. They can flip through the pages and see the actual ones here in the course. And then they have them right here. And when they click, it does that little download thing and pops up on their browser so that they have it. So now it's on their computer, right? If they need to print them out and fill them out kind of thing. And then the book, I wish it would load up so that you can see. I really love the ebook feature. When they added that, it's one of my favorites that Zenler has.
This is great. That's exactly what I was hoping to see. When it's just the PDF, does it show the cover or not?
Yes, it embeds the PDF as a full thing, but it's not flippable through the way the ebook is.
Like
The ebook
that would
looks
be
much classier.
okay, but it would be the of a PDF. So I like the
Yeah,
idea. So I would do the ebook and then I'd have individual PDFs so that if they just want to look at one, because some might be like they need it to have right on the desk when they're doing something. So they might want to
right.
go ahead and print that out. But
So
it would show,
this is the ebook that flips, right? I don't know why it's not showing up yet, but this is what it looks like if you add that as a PDF individually.
oh,
You
that's
can
great.
it's there and you can scroll
Uh,
through it. So what I would do is you would either take all of them together and do them as an ebook this way. Once you see what that looks like, you can decide. Or this is what the PDF looks like, and they can scroll through them all so they can see them. But then if they want to download and print them, you have them each labeled individually so they know which one it is, right? Like this
yes.
one's the client avatar worksheet. This one's the AI brief worksheet, right? You're going to name them individually so they know which one is which. And then here they can read and look through them individually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so
Yay.
much.
You're very welcome.
That's all I needed.
Fabulous. Okay. Thanks for joining us, Jody. I appreciate you.
Sure.
Hi, Judy.
Hi,
Allie.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm doing a presentation tonight and the whole software platform changed yesterday.
Oh gosh,
Yep.
that is. What have we
Happens
been
all the
talking
time.
about?
Happens all the time. Kind of expect it now. So I have a
Yeah.
really kind of more old school question.
Oh,
God, it
great.
feels like a boring question now. So when you are doing an email and you go to, change, like I always clone a previous email, rename it type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I always name my emails like on the back end. I name them what I'm promoting and the date. But when I go into the email and I want to add a photo in a photo box, there's no way to get them from the media library. I always have to upload them again. And I'm like, I must be missing something because this is really dumb.
I agree, and that's just how it works. I haven't been able to figure out any other way.
Like I,
And I
I tried
may
getting the link, the actual link from the media library. I tried that. That
in
didn't work.
embedding it and
No.
doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, no. I mean, that's definitely, I don't know if that'll change, if that's marked for any updates, because it's like one of those little things that's always been like that.
Okay.
It's always been annoying, so I don't know. Because the email system, right? Because that's one of the things we talk about is there's different, even Zenler, like it's called an all-in-one, but it's all in one, but there's a whole bunch of different pieces that work very separately. Like communities pulls you out to a whole new site. Like it like
Right.
pulls you out of your site, right? So, so I feel emails feel like they do that too. When you get into the email broadcast area, it feel like those template, all of that stuff feels like a whole different system than the rest of Zenler. Like the way the emails feels a lot more old school, right? Like I don't know. It feels like 90s internet to me compared to the rest of everything. So it feels a little disconnected in the way that it even functions when you click it and let's come over here. Let's open this form of editor. I don't know. So I'm always confused by it. But maybe they're coming out with a new page editor soon. And I don't know if they plan to make sure those systems are linked, but that'd be a good question for them. Like, why do I have to upload another thing?
Well,
And if you upload it in an email, it does not, like anywhere else, it will show up in the media library. But if you've never uploaded this image before and you upload it just in that spot where it clicked through from your computer, it doesn't add it to your media library. It's not there, right?
oh,
So
I
now
didn't even notice that.
right. I don't see it. Otherwise, you'd be able, it doesn't put it, it's not connected to the media library for some reason. I
Huh.
don't know why. Right? That's why you have to like, I don't know. Unless you go in there and now you have two of those uploaded in the media library instead of just one. But
I do have like multiples of things in the media library, but I don't know if it's from that. And I'm guessing I should probably go through and delete things. But I don't, if you delete something in the media library, is it connected to whatever it was attached to?
yep.
Oh, it is. Then I can't. Then
It'll be a little thing. Yeah. That's why
Okay.
I don't, once they're in there, I just leave them in there. And
Okay.
that is why I end up adding duplicates to my system because it's too far down the list the last time I added it. So now I re-add it.
Okay. Yeah, I do that too. Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, if you start from a place of um tagging and labeling and filtering, because in the media library you do have a filter, so you can sort by just PDFs or just videos or just
Right.
whatever, and you can use the search feature, so you can pull things up quicker. If you have them named properly. But if you haven't done that, you've got a whole big library full of stuff. Like it's a waste of time to go back through and try and figure that stuff out. Like I wouldn't. I would just keep going forward. Zenler doesn't have a storage limit, so lucky you.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, if you go like Lorelai, she's gone through some branding changes of her stuff. So if she goes to the very last page of her media library, she's probably got some old branded blog covers that she's replaced. She knows none of those images are on a live link anywhere. Delete, 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 delete to kind of clean it out, you know? So that kind of thing you can do if you know it's safe to do. But if you've still got mixed stuff here and there, I wouldn't. For sure.
Well, that's the only question I had today. So
Okay. Just the weirdness of the media library. Let's see. Where is the community link? Yeah, I can pop the link to community in the chat for you all so that you have it.
Well,
Very
can I ask a question just before,
well, I know Brenda's waiting. She's
go
got her
ahead,
hand
Brenda, but it's
here.
about the images, deleting images. Just remind me.
Hi, group. Can you hear me and everything okay?
Yes, Brenda, how are you?
I'm well. Listen, I'm loving the information. I really didn't need to ask this question. Then I was in communities and in my courses looking and I went, oh yeah, I have a horse feeding course and it's all on slides. That's great. But there's math involved. Simple math, not complicated. But I thought to myself, I wonder if chat can spit out the results for me if I asked it the questions based on my feed tag, and it did. So then I asked it to give me code to do that because what I'd like to do is have a button in my course where, I say this is the calculation you have to do. Now maybe it requires a chatbot, I'm not sure. But then just put in your protein, fiber, fat, calcium, anyways, put in the numbers. They should be able to push the button and it spits out the answers. I know they can do it on AI now, so I'm wanting to keep them in the course and simplify the math process. But I took the code from chat, pasted it in the HTML block in the lesson, and it was refused. And then I put it in another custom code spot and it wasn't. And then I couldn't figure out how to put it behind a button. So I asked AI, well, I want to put it behind a button. And AI says, kind of smugly actually, the code at the top is for the button. Okay, I don't even want that. So I'm wondering if that's possible in a course.
Um, custom coding is definitely possible in Zenler. We don't support it in the sense of if you don't know what you're doing and you break something, that's on you, right? Like we don't
Yeah.
support it. But like if you're working with ChatGPT, here's what I've found that works for me when it
Okay.
comes to custom coding and chat specifically is that Zenler's coding has its own unique little things in it, right? That aren't the same as what other people's platforms use, okay? So what I do is I take a code from a page that is got whatever in it on Zenler's and I copy it from Zenler and I paste it into a document or directly into chat, and I just say, hey, right, this is code from the Zenler blog. What I need you to do is I need you to clean this up because of the spacing, because of the font, because of the formatting, because of this. I don't like it because I don't want to mess with it. It takes too long.
Mm-hmm.
It fixes the code, gives it back to me. I paste it in and it's fine. If I ask it to generate code for HTML for a blog post for Zenler, it'll generate the code. I will put it in there and it looks like crap every time. But if I give it the code that exists in the block already and tell it this is what I want it to do with it, I get a better result.
Okay. So I have absolutely no capacity to code. What started me thinking was how so many prompts for chat are so effective. And I know that math can be a hurdle for some people, but Kevin gave us this wonderful training Google Doc, and it has code in it. So I thought, oh, how hard can that be? I'll try pasting some code into a spreadsheet. No, all I see is the code. I'm like, none of that works. So it went.
Do you know we are having the Future of AI Summit on the
I am
27th?
signed up for that.
Registered? Okay, good. Listen, the one thing I want everybody to know when it comes to that kind of stuff with AI is you're not as behind as you think you are, number one. Okay. Don't let people's hype talk and fear mongering make you feel like, oh God, I have to learn this whole thing, or I got to do this, or I got to do that. Don't do that to yourself. Okay. Is AI important? Yes, it is. It's embedded in everything now. It's
Yeah.
it's literally like a utility now, right? It's like having internet, you have AI. It is
Yeah.
in everything, okay? And it is going to be in way more things. It will be almost impossible to avoid it. So you are already, even if you don't know it, using and interacting with AI every day on almost every platform and every device you use, okay? So
Mhm.
you do know things even if you don't know that you know them. Okay, that's first of all. And second of all, it's changing so very fast. And I mean fast, fast. Number one, you can ask Judy because Judy she does AI and photography and she teaches other photographers these techniques. And the things are changing so fast.
Hourly.
Literally, she will publish a course, get people into it, and be training them on it. And it's already got an
It's
update and a
changing
new
while I'm
tool.
teaching.
It's already irrelevant while she's teaching it. Okay. Not
Yeah.
irrelevant, but it's already expired. There's
Yep.
a new technique that they're using and doing. So when I say fast, I mean, Judy made this course. She went through the process, got it all done, taught the stuff. Those people are out there using it. And by the time this happens, within weeks, there's already 3 more updates, and she could have been teaching 3 more courses on it.
And I can't
Like,
keep up.
no, that's impossible. Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with just like basic ChatGTP 1 month ago. Most certainly, absolutely could not text render anything legible ever. Its text rendering and anything was horrible. Nobody used ChatGTP for text or image rendering on anything. If you go into the Facebook group right now, or to my Facebook profile right now, you will see the image and text rendering that ChatGTP is capable of, and it is absolutely incredible. Like it is so good. So good. It's unbelievable. And that was not possible just a few weeks ago with ChatGTP. Not even close to possible. Now, one simple prompt can generate you an image that will blow your mind.
Yeah.
Blow your mind with text, not only that's legible, but that's meaningful.
Except Kriya did it better with ChatGPT too. Just saying. It was sharper.
Oh, with your
So
and
like
your
just so you
Kriya?
guys know that not all ChatGPTs are created equal. So when ChatGPT is on an aggregator program, which is a platform that embeds multiple other systems into their platform, they're all learning models. So when a platform brings like introducing ChatGPT 2 to their platform and they say you can use it here, it's a baby and it has to learn. So like that version and the version that's on ChatGPT 2 or the version that's on Gemini or the version that's over on AI Artsy or Kriya, they're all different based on that. So anyway, Allie was doing her.
Yeah, no, go ahead and talk about that. I have to use the bathroom real quick.
Well,
Yes, you
okay.
need to do
I
that.
can back out of this conversation just with one short explanation, and then I'll listen to what she has to say about that. But all I simply wanted was an image that they could click on that would generate, like use the code to generate the answer to the math equation. Like it's that simple. But what my question is, now that I know that the code has to be adapted for New Zenler, how can I put code behind an image?
Well, first of all, my understanding is if we change code on Zenler and you break your website, they will charge you money to fix it.
Oh,
Because
well,
you're not
okay. don't take any chances then, you're saying.
Yeah, because they will not be happy with you. That's
No,
my
they told me like I got a warning. It wasn't accepted. And I was like, okay, so there's something about this I don't know. And then I did realize I could be introducing something to New Zenler that I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you want to do, and it sounds really cool, but I think if
Yeah,
I
not
would,
in
if I was going to change any code on my website, I would find out who's allowed to change it for me, and I'd pay
Oh,
them.
I wasn't changing. I was just putting a block in saying,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
no, that's
So
okay.
here's
Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I need my own app to do that. And I think I can buy that from Zenler
well,
too.
here's the thing. You can do it. I'm not like what you're gonna need to do is get a block from Zenler
Yep.
on your site where you want this block, and then do the layout the way you want it, whatever. Copy the
I
right
can't even do that. Allie, you're way ahead of
here.
me already.
Look here. Do it like this. Right. And this is going to be, is this for in a course lesson? That's what you're saying where you want it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So here. A
I
lesson.
wonder if I should run it by support before I use it
Because that's in here. I wouldn't. Okay. So here's
or
how,
try to use it.
actually, this is how I would do it. It's not going to work in the lesson, but this
Okay.
is your course access page. Okay.
Okay.
So this is how I would maybe do it. So we want, oh, see, that's what I did for Lorelai. Lorelai's videos. I'll delete that. Okay. So now we'll delete this whole block. So this is the course access page, right? So
Right.
when people come into your course, they come here first, and then when they click on this when it's live, that's what opens the course player, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right from this page, we can add a block, and we want something. I mean, it could be as simple as something like this,
Yes.
right? Okay. So now you could go ahead, I would go ahead and swap out their generic image for an image that at least matches, your brand and like um
Sure.
what you're doing, because the code that's going to matter for the code a little bit. So you have this, and then you're going to get your SEO. Definitely fill that out. Save. Sometime today. Okay. So just get a block, get it somewhat basically designed with your brand. Okay. Make sure your colors and whatnot are on there. Because then what you're going to do is you're going to come in here, you're going to right click, and you're going to select all, Control C for copy or command, whatever you're using. Okay, so now you got the code. So what you're going to do with that code is you're going to paste it into a document. Then you're going to get that other code ChatGPT gave you for the actual
Calculation.
calculation. You're going to
Right.
you're going to put that code into another document. Okay. You're going to upload both of those documents to ChatGPT, and then you're going to ask ChatGPT, hey, the first code is a block on my Zenler site, right? I need this second code for this calculator thing, whatever, use proper words.
Yeah.
On in that code for the Zenler site and have the block work and function, be on brand, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Can you make this code function for Zenler's code and this block, regenerate it, whatever. Give it
Sure.
that wording. It takes me time to come up with the right words. I can't do them exactly on the fly, but you have that exactly, and then put that in, let it generate that code for you. You're going to come right back in here
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna, select all.
Right.
You're going to delete it, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
going to paste in your code, right?
The new
And
code.
then the code that it gave you and hit save and see what happens. Now, you want to do this not on your actual course page or course block. What you should be doing when you do stuff like that is you should have a sandbox set up so that you do not break your stuff. Now, you
Okay.
can do that sandbox by adding a site on your account that's a sandbox,
Oh,
right?
okay. Mm-hmm.
So it's a site you don't publish, you don't use, because you get 3 of them on Zenler, and most creators, will only use one of them and the other 2 are just there. So I
Mm-hmm.
would use one of those as my sandbox so that I can test out pasting code, AI integrations, and all those fun things. Make sure they work and don't break the sandbox site before you copy them and move them over to your real site.
Okay, that's really good. I'm going to revisit this whole recording. And so should I also do that incognito?
No, you don't have to. When you're creating and doing that in the sandbox site, you don't have to do that incognito.
Okay.
Incognito comes in handy for you when it's time to test out what it looks like for a non-admin, right? You're the super admin of your site, so you will see every little thing, right? Whereas other people won't
Okay.
in the course in this. Like, Judy came in a couple weeks ago and was like, I have the secret community, but it's showing up. But
Yeah.
it shows up for her because she's admin and she sees everything, but it doesn't show up for other people. So you kind of you test incognito for certain things to make sure it's not saving some weird version. You test incognito and you add yourself as a fake, you add an account with an email and a name that's just a student, so that you can test non-admin views. Those are definitely things you want to, and if you set these processes up for yourself ahead of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes easier to do it. It's not like, oh God, I gotta set up this and then I gotta do that, right? If you are
Right.
already got a process set up for yourself, it becomes a lot easier. You have a test student set up. You have a sticky note with the test student's name, the email, and the login so you don't forget it, right? Like you can
Yeah.
log out of yours and log into that so you can test it quickly and easily, and you have that information easy access to you so that you can do this stuff on the fly.
Okay. Well, that's very, very helpful.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm in there guessing, and I was really happy that it gave me the error, no, we don't accept that style of code or whatever it said, and I could just delete it and back out and go, phew, I dodged a
Yeah.
bullet, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I said get that block with the Zenler code in it, right? Because they have their own way of doing it,
And I'll
right?
try it in the
So
sandbox.
yeah, so one document that has the Zenler code, the other document that has that tool code that they gave you, and
Right.
ask it to combine them, but that the core code, the Zenler code, has to be the dominant code because it's in a Zenler site, and that has to be remade to fit into it so that it functions properly. So give it those kind of instructions with those 2 set of papers and then paste that code in to see if it works. And I have a good feeling for you.
Oh,
And
thank
come
you.
into community and let me know
I
and give
for
me a
sure will.
screen. And I want a screenshot of how it works. I want a
Okay.
screenshot of what it looks like when it's up there. Hey, it works. Look,
Yeah,
you
promise. I
know?
promise. Thanks for your
Okay,
input,
good.
Allie.
Good. You're very, very welcome, Brenda. Thank you for coming in today. Appreciate
Okay.
it. Lorelai, did you still have a quick question? I know she might be working or on a call. That happens. It's okay.
Oh,
So let's,
I've got it. The question.
okay.
When you said so, oh my gosh, this is like so easy while you were talking. I'm uploading all these videos into categories. My question when I go to media that I'm going to update images and the language so that it's easy to find. Um, if I finally decide to delete and I couldn't find it anywhere else, any old graphics, if those are shared outside with the URL, would that affect me having deleted it from the URL? Maybe that's,
I'm trying to, I
you
think
know
I
what
know
I
what you're
mean?
asking, but I kind of do. I feel like I'm close to understanding it, but I'm not
Because
sure I
the
do.
SEO, because on the SEO, right? I'm thinking once the link, I'm editing the, how do you say, I'm changing the graphics and I'm assigning each blog post a new image. And that image is in the SEO of that URL when it goes out into space, right? So if I delete an image, but outside in the world, the old image is there, does that
It's not.
interfere? It won't interfere
I
at
don't
all.
know. I don't think, well, first of all, if you've got an image that's linked, what is it linked to? What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying like, when you create a post, a blog post, so we're talking blog posts, we create images, right? Then the SEO is like the thumbnail one,
Hmm.
that's the social media one, and then we have the one that's the banner, um, the one that's on the top. So if I, and then I save the URL, maybe I'm overcomplicating. Just
Well, because what I'm asking is, did you are the images still did you update the images in the blog post?
no, let's say I updated in the blog post, but let's say last I shared it with someone and they have that link from a year ago and that old image is floating out in the universe. When they click that link and they come to the site, it'll populate with the new
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be the new
image.
thing, and the other image might update, it might not, but either it'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's
It's the only time, like if there's a link, like so in the media library, you have links to things. Like you can link directly to the image.
yeah.
You can share the link to the image. It could be a PDF and then they open it and it's there. But if you've deleted the thing and they click a link that goes to something that doesn't exist, it doesn't exist, right? It doesn't go anywhere.
And then that little broken thing shows.
Right. No, it doesn't. That no, because it's the link that's gone. It's not just the image, right? It's the link that's gone. The link doesn't exist anymore. So you're not even going to get a broken image.
I see. I see.
If it's like to the link. Now, if it's the link to the blog post and the blog post has images embedded on it, that link still works regardless of what's going on with the image. But if it's the direct image link or the direct PDF link, and you delete that from Zenler, but that link is out in the world, when they click on it, it's just going to be an error because nothing exists there now.
Okay. Okay. I won't delete any images, but I will purposely until I'm 100% sure that it's anywhere else.
Hmm.
But yeah. Okay, thank you. That was the
You're
question.
welcome. You're welcome. Hi, Rohit. How are you today? Good. And we have Samson in today. What are you all working on?
Yeah, I'm just very quiet here. This is my first day. So I'm just listening to you ladies and just thinking, what am I gonna build next?
Okay. Are you new to Zenler or just new on support desk?
Yeah, I'm new to Zenler, so I use a lot of ChatGPT. I heard you talking about it. It's quite interesting.
Yes,
So I
yes,
just
yes.
wanted to know from because I want to create new courses at some point. So I'm just learning on what you're doing there. So I'm in quiet and not disturbing anybody.
Okay, well, definitely. I'm in the chat. I'll make sure that the link to community is there.
All right.
Because If you join oh, that's not the right community. That's the fake community that we were demoing in. We want the real community.
Nice.
Because we carry on the conversation over there when you're working on stuff or if you have a question as you're learning and building stuff in Zenler, if you come across things where like, oh, how do I do this? Then you can come right
Yeah.
into the community and you can ask questions. And we'll even do videos sometimes I'll do a video or a post to explain or show you how to do the thing that you're trying to learn how to do. Are you part of the accelerator program?
Not yet. I just got an invite and I accepted it today. So
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
not
yeah, so you'll get some training videos there and you'll be able to go
sure.
through a process with the accelerator program and then come into community. And I'm going to start doing some live Q&A sessions just for accelerator program folks. So as you're new to Zenler and you're just learning the platform, you can come into this weekly educational support desk. And I'm gonna add another one during the week as well for people who are brand new and have like really new, fresh questions.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
You're very welcome.
I have a question again,
Oh,
and this is maybe a language question. I'm in communities and I see create a new community, right? I know what community is. What is category?
that's those groupings, those black headings that say replay course discussions. That's a category.
So what I still don't get.
It doesn't, the category groups communities together. Remember when I was showing it to you? Every community, like every community under a specific category shows up in the same feed. A new category and communities, different feed. It's it's awkward
A
and
way of
doesn't it's
splitting. So it's a way of splitting,
it's a way of grouping.
grouping.
A category group of courses under this category. So a category could be beginners, intermediate, whatever,
Okay,
right?
okay,
So it
okay,
could be that. I mean, they can be a lot of different things and a lot of different frameworks, but they just group things together.
okay. Got it.
That's what they are.
It's almost like a collection of,
Yeah, that's all it does is it's a container for those group of whatever.
got it, got it.
Yeah, that's what it does. Yeah, it's not clickable. It doesn't.
No,
Zenler is weird things with
yeah, but
because
I've
there's
had it in
software.
other, yeah, I've had other communities. So now I get an idea of what that is.
Okay,
So
good.
that courses you can fit them under
Under the categories. Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
And I changed your feed because it annoys me because if I have many, so I changed it to all updates because that's
Nice.
so
Good. I like that. All updates.
yeah.
Yeah. I have mine is notes. I'm not done building my community and stuff out, but I do like changing language. I don't know. Gets me excited. Let me change these words. I don't like feed. Mine is notes. Here's your notes. Yeah. Okay, Rohit, how are you doing?
Yes, Ali. So last week you spoke about a framework for creating content, which is moments,
Methods,
methods and
models.
models.
Hmm.
That was very inspirational for me. So I spent a lot of time last week understanding what is Substack, like countless hours on YouTube. And I started a Substack and I created a pillar post with 5 chapters in that pillar post, and then I created 4 5 smaller posts. Now the question is, there is a problem. Now the question is, when somebody watches my YouTube video, they buy my video course. So their email ID sits in my Zenler account. But I have moved my Zenler subscribers, imported them to Substack. When I send a newsletter from Substack, the person who enrolled in my video course will not get that newsletter. So this is a problem.
Okay, so the top of the funnel is that they find you on YouTube.
Yes,
And when they click through the YouTube, it takes them to buy your course.
correct.
And that's in Zenler.
Yes,
Okay. And so they're in your Zenler system.
yes,
Now you've done a Substack
yeah.
and you've got the email subscribers from there. What's the workflow? What are the people on Substack doing? I'm not sure I
So
understand.
I have 1,900 subscribers on Zenler. This includes funnel, students, everyone. So I moved these 1,900 subscribers to Substack. I
Okay.
imported them to Substack.
Okay.
So now when I write a pillar post, Substack will automatically send it as a
Email
newsletter.
it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Now, I'm talking about a fresh student who directly comes from YouTube to my video
You need to
course.
get them to trigger be subscribed onto the
Substack.
newsletter at Substack.
Yes.
So I think people do this, and I think you need to use a Zap,
Okay.
or there's an automation or a workflow. And I remember asking, I think ChatGPT. There's two different Zapier. There's another Make. Is it called Make? What is it? There's another one that that's a automator like Zapier. I think it's called Make, maybe. But I would ask ChatGTP.
Can I
Um,
can I import my Zenler list to Substack once a week, something like that manually? Because it takes very less time to import. Would that be a viable solution?
I mean, you have to do it every week, and you have to make sure that you're filtering your email export list to new subscribers.
Yeah.
So you're not getting 1,000 plus every single time. You're just adding the new ones to there. So you'd have to come up with the workflow for that. But I think
So,
you might be able to set up a Zap that does it for you and
okay.
automates it. So you can start it manually and see how it feels for you to add that into your workflow, right? Because it's still every week. Every week, it sounds simple, right? But every week you got to sit down, you got to open up Zenler, right? You got to go to your email list, you got to go into your filter, you got to separate it. You got to look, does this look right? Download the file. Then you got to go over here, right? Where if you set up the Zap,
Yeah.
you're going to go through the process, but then you don't have to go through the process anymore. You become the manager of the process, the checker, the maker sure that it's still running and pulling the right data, right? But
Okay.
it's doing the work for you so that you don't have to. At first doing I would do it manually the first time to make sure it works, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see how this works. And then I would do the research and ask ChatGTP, because I think it's called Make. There's
Okay.
another automation tool that some people prefer. So, but that's a personal preference kind of thing. But also, I feel like I read somewhere, I've got this memory that's telling me that whatever that other service is tends to play nicer with Zenler than Zapier does.
Okay.
So that's something to check out. But yeah, that it'd be,
I will.
yeah, manually do it the first time to check that it works, but then try to come up with a system to automate it because you don't need to manage that.
Okay.
Or even if it's that and you have a VA, you can pay a VA to do the import and export since that's all it is.
Yeah.
Export it here, import it there. So that could be a task for a VA over time if it becomes, a lot of work.
No, I think I will try the automation
Yeah.
part. At least
Yeah,
now
I
we know
think
that there is a way.
yeah. There is
I
a
thought
way.
there is no, I thought there is no way.
No, there's a way. That is a good question because a lot of people use multiple email systems, right?
Yeah.
Besides just Zenler. Because when they came into Zenler, they had, whatever platform. I think we have some native integrations for, I don't even remember the name of these email platforms anymore. What are they called?
ConvertKit,
What?
MailChimp.
Yeah, MailChimp. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
MailChimp, yeah, ConvertKit, yeah, all of those. And we have native integrations for those in Zenler because we know people have those systems. Sometimes, like, even though we like to say all in one and everything's all in one, it's not all in one. Even Zenler in itself, all in one, isn't all in one, right? They've got Amazon storage hooked into Zoom live streaming. You've got to hook in not Zapier. You've got to hook in Stripe and PayPal for payment processors. So
Yeah.
Zenler is not like technically it's not all of those things. It is the container in which all of those things are stuck together in. So so it's designed to be a system that does kind of integrate and work well with other systems because nothing really can do everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see. Yeah, you've got the Facebook Pixel, ConvertKit, MailerLite, Active Campaign, MooSend, Native, and you can even bring um your own like SendGrid and
Yes.
TP. So it will, and there's a native thing in here for Zapier. So integration already. So definitely you're going to be able to automate that. Because
Done.
also Substack's a really good choice. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you.
No,
Because that
you are
is
an
an email
inspiration.
list you own. What's that?
You are an inspiration because
Oh,
I did
okay.
not know, I did before our last meeting, I did not know that there is something called as a Substack. But now during this week, it's like I'm spending 3 hours a day learning about Substack from YouTube. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand how Substack differentiates itself from the social media. Now I
Mm-hmm.
understand the game. So I
Yes.
get,
And
I,
here's the thing. Here's the thing as you grow Substack, that's another owned asset. Substack
yeah,
isn't just a platform, right? When we talk
yeah,
about platform thinking, creator first thinking, you own your list
yes,
on Substack, right?
Substack, yes,
Facebook, you don't own your followers on Facebook. You don't own
yeah,
that at all. None of it. But you do own your subscribers on Substack. So that is
yeah,
very important. And you can do the same thing with Substack that you do with Zenler, and you can plug in a custom domain so that your
yeah,
Substack is actually rohit.com. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Rohit knows it.
yeah.
Right? That's a .com. You can
Oh,
have that. You own it.
one thing that was very shocking for me when I was learning Substack, you know, I have 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know what is their email ID. Now, when I come to Substack, on Substack, on natively, if somebody subscribes to me from Substack to Substack, suddenly I see their email ID and the guy is on my email list. That was
Yeah.
shocking. That was shocking for me. I said, how can this be? No friction. There is no opt-in, nothing. Because
Yep.
when a Substack user subscribes to your Substack, there is no, you don't have to type your email ID, right?
Yeah.
That was a game-changing concept for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, Substack is a nice little undiscovered gem. And here's the thing, I've
Yeah.
known about Substack for quite a few years. I was a subscriber to
Yeah.
somebody's Substack, even though I had never been on Substack.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, there is a way. I don't know what that way is in Zenler because I don't know what their software is. Because the people that I subscribe to, I subscribed through their website, but the button on their website for email subscriptions subscribed me through Substack. Or maybe
Okay.
they just emailed me through Substack because I never went to Substack.com. Like I never went to Substack. I didn't even
Mm.
realize this is years ago. I didn't even realize it was a whole platform like that. I had no
Yeah.
idea. I thought it was just a tool. Like I didn't know either.
Yeah.
And got this email newsletter for like 3 or 4 years without ever knowing that Substack was a whole platform. And
Yes.
then a few years ago, I'm like, wait, what? You mean I can do what? So I understand the feeling that happens when you're like,
Yeah.
wait, I
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
the list. Wait, it's easy for people to subscribe. Wait, what?
It was shocking for me because I have been using this email convert kit, then Zenler and what MailChimp. I have used everything.
Yeah,
And then there is
exactly.
always you have to pay to
Yeah.
send them those emails. One more
Exactly.
question I have. If Judy wants to ask a question, I will ask my question later.
I got
If she,
nothing.
okay. So my next question is regarding my business model. I just wanted to make sure whether I'm on the right track. So there are four components of my business model. Number one is YouTube. I publish a video every day, 4 days a week. Second is uh, my Substack, which I started last week. Third is my Twitter. I post once per day on Twitter. And then the fourth one is Zenler. Zenler is where I have my paid video course. I just have one video course. So it is YouTube, Substack, Twitter, and Zenler. I don't have anything else. I don't have
Okay.
any social media. I can't manage all of that. So it's just this four.
Okay.
So when it comes to publishing content, Zenler, I don't have to publish anything because it's already there. The course is already there. But Twitter, I have to publish once a day. YouTube, I have to publish once a day. And now I have Substack where I will have to publish at least once a week, the long form post at least. So is this okay, or should I increase or decrease the frequency of the content that is going out of?
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, your Zenler site, you own that. That's yours.
Yes.
Right? Like, do you have a custom domain.com, blah, blah,
Yes,
blah?
yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So that's yours. You own it. You
yeah,
don't own YouTube. You don't own Substack.
yeah.
And
Twitter,
what was the other one?
Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. No, we
yeah,
don't own that.
yeah.
Okay, so and you've got your Zenler site. So the way you want to think about it is everything should originate from your Zenler site, from your owned real estate, your owned property,
Yeah.
your website. So here's the content you create. You create your pillar post. That's really good for Substack, but you can create content blog posts on Zenler, right? Because
Okay.
that's the SEO, right? That's coming through to there. Because you want to drive all of the traffic, especially YouTube and Twitter, okay? You want
Yeah.
those people to find your.com, right? You
Okay.
want those people there. So YouTube has got probably more in-depth content. That's probably discovery because it's great in search. So that's probably a
Yeah.
discovery layer. You probably also have trust building there because if you're if you're on camera, if you're talking, if you're giving them information, they're learning about your knowledge, right? They're learning about your perspective and what you know and what you can teach them and your style. So you're developing more of that relationship depending on that type of content. Twitter is discovery, right?
Yeah.
A tweet goes out, it's irrelevant in seconds,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
So that's gonna be discovery. So the things that you're tweeting out there need to be things that make people want to click through and go read the thing that you've written, whether
Yeah.
it's through the Substack or through to your site. My goal would be to move people to my site if I want them to buy my course, right?
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about what you're publishing on Twitter, you've got your pillar post that you posted on Substack.
Substack. Yes.
Right. So now you take that pillar post and you can put it into ChatGPT and you can ask, give me 8 social media graphics
Yeah.
um, that, or give me 100 tweets that will let the reader know what this article is about and make them want to click through and read it. The kind of
Yeah.
person the kind of person, right? Give it context, right? The kind
Yeah.
of person I want to intrigue is this kind of person and
Yeah.
have it write the tweets out, right? Because what you want is you want the compounding connection of everything. You don't
Yeah.
want to just be publishing stuff on this platform and then this platform, all this siloed information. You want everything to be going towards a greater goal and compounding together. So when you create this big content on Substack, now that's the content you're using for Twitter. You're going to take those content posts, you're going to have chat give you those tweets that do what you want. I want people to
Yes.
discover. I want them to click through and subscribe to my Substack.
Yeah.
That's the tweets are the discovery layer to get them to subscribe. They go over to Substack, they subscribe. Now they read this epic post and they're like, oh, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the sound of that. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, okay. And throughout your content on Substack, you can arrange your posts. They have like a whole web editor for their posts. It's crazy good. It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you've gotten into it. You can, that's a rabbit hole I can't get stuck down right now because I
I
don't have
checked it.
time
It's
for
very good.
it. But there's a potential there, right? It's a lot of fun. But throughout that article, you can put in little crumbs that talk about your course, right?
Yeah.
So now you're talking about your course in the article, and you can link text in Substack articles, right? So you can highlight and hyperlink the sales page to your course
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
your
Absolutely.
Substack.
I have a button. Under
Yeah,
my
a
pillar
button
post,
that
I have
goes
a
through, yeah.
button that goes directly to Zenler. That's
Right,
it.
directly to Zenler and text through, but for SEO purposes, you want to link texts throughout
Yeah.
your post as
Okay.
well, right? You can link it up at the top.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want this, hey, do this. So that'll send them there, right? Now, once they go to your course sales page, they're on your Zenler site. So what else is there for them to do? Buy this course,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
So now YouTube is a discovery layer, a trust building layer. The videos that you make can be based on the content you've published on how do all of the pieces connect? That's really what you want to
Okay.
ask yourself.
Yeah.
How do they connect? Am I reinventing the wheel every time I create a piece of content? Or does this piece of content come from something I already have? Is it a part of an owned asset? Am I building more assets or am I just publishing a bunch of content on social media that doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So just make sure it's connected. And the Substack, and those are really good platforms to be on, honestly, between YouTube and Substack, because they have something other social media platforms don't have, and that's SEO.
Yes.
And those don't have it. So they are unique in that. and having that and being good for search. So those are, if you're not into being on social media, definitely having a YouTube and a Substack and the Twitter. The Twitter, a lot of people, I'm not even much of a of an X user. I have an account to reserve my name. But it's just not my vibe. It's just not for me, you know? But if that's where your people are and that's where they're
Yes.
at, then coming up with a strategy that leverages the content you've already created and finding ways to tweet out, or is that they still call it tweeting? You don't say X out, right? Because X out means
Yeah.
close,
Mhm.
right? Are you tweeting out or Xing out? Ugh, oh,
I
whatever.
I have a question for Rohit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to your site, your Zenler site, and you have that one class listed there, but you don't have a date as to when that video was produced, like how current it is. At least I couldn't find a date. And then your price point being in whatever currency that is, if
Yeah.
you're marketing to us in the US, it looks really expensive. I used a currency
Yeah.
converter and it came up to roughly $120 an hour for your coaching. So I don't know if that's something you might want to, I don't know who you're marketing to, but
No, I have a video course. There is no class. It's a video course. It's a recorded video course. It is for Indian audience.
oh, okay, not for us. Okay.
Yeah. It's for Indian audience.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it is,
what was her point, was just maybe you'd want to add some wording there that lets people
yeah.
in the US know that it's the equivalent of about this much in case, yeah.
Yeah, it is priced in Indian currency.
Okay.
So almost more than 90% of my customers are from India and Indians living in US, UK, Canada. So it's mainly for Indians because it is
Okay.
related to Indian stock market.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because it looked interesting to me. So
Yeah.
so all right.
So what I understand is I will spend my energy on YouTube and Substack, creating high quality content there. And from Twitter, I will move that traffic to either Substack or directly to Zenler.
Yes,
From
that's it.
YouTube, I send them directly to Zenler. From
Yes.
Substack, I send them directly to Zenler.
Yes. And then from Twitter, you have options.
I
Twitter is
send
your
them to, yeah.
right. Twitter is your discovery channel. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So just
Yes.
you tweet out, let them get those free subscribers, let them start getting your stuff, send them to the site. Yes, because that starts to compound. That's a direction, right?
Yeah.
And the content that you're putting on Twitter is connected to the content you've created for Substack and the content you've created on YouTube. So if you're doing videos like this, you can even take those videos and have them turned into blog content. So now you don't even have to take the time to write the content. You can
Yeah.
have the videos give you the written content because it's still your words, your point of view, your everything. AI is just transforming it from video to written. That's all it's doing for you, right?
Yeah.
And for decades, people hired staff to do that for them. They hired ghostwriters to write their stories, right? You tell someone your story and then they write it. You
Yeah.
know, so people have been doing this. That's a matter of, as long as the original thinking, that's the key point, is yours, put it into AI and let AI convert it for you. It's so much
Yeah.
faster. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Allie.
You're
You have
very
been
welcome.
you have been an inspiration. If it was not for you, my Substack would, I mean, I wrote a very long post, and when you publish a long post, it gives you a feeling of satisfaction that you did
Yes, it
something.
does. It does.
It's
And long form,
it's like five chapters,
yeah.
thousands of, it doesn't end. You scroll, it doesn't end.
Yes. I have an article on Substack, an essay, and what is I put in the title or in the thing? Bring snacks. This is a long one, right? Like bring snacks, y'all, because we're diving in. Buckle up. It's a long post. But I love that though, the long form. And that's the thing that as we start to move into this age of AI and, being able to create massive amounts of content in a second, right? It becomes not just about becomes about the quality now. It becomes about the
Yeah.
depth. It becomes about the point of view of the person creating, right? Is this generic AI content that has no point of view? Or does this actually come from a person that has a point of view and has depth? Because that's what people are looking for. The people on Substack, they want depth. Like they read.
Yeah.
I said that's what I do. Like that's part of my process as a creator, as a builder, and as a writer is that I sit down and make time for myself to read the things that I'm interested in reading and learning about. And I like nonfiction. I've never been a fan of like reading fiction. I like nonfiction. I want to read about real stuff. I want to read about things that maybe happened historically that are interesting. I want to read about new technologies. I want to read about business and workflows and opportunity. I like real things basically. And so I do that and it's part of what I do in my life as well. So now I set time aside for myself just so I can do that because I enjoy it. And a lot of people do. Lorelai is a reader, right? And she
Yeah.
loves to read. She loves her romance novels, right? And so she makes time to read for herself, just for the enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
Yes, does romance reading and the authors and the books, does that have something to do with her work? Yes. And so she's deep in that all the time, right? But she also, the reason it's part of her work is because she enjoyed it, right? Romance and nonfiction. Yeah, like you enjoyed that. That's how you got into even that work. So for you, like, you enjoy something and then you can put more depth in your personality and perspective in it. AI doesn't do that. It can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't have the context unless you give it to it. And so that's how you're gonna be able to differentiate. And you all will see, I have my talk for the the Future of AI Summit from Zenler, and it's gonna be real good, y'all. Like I impressed myself. When I impress me, that's when you know it's gonna be good.
So
So I did a
you are a
I
speaker in the
yes.
you are a speaker in the summit. Okay.
Yes, 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 yes. I am. I am. And it's a really great talk. It's going to be good. So, and so you'll find out more about that. So I don't want to give it away. But there's lots of great things happening in the creator space, lots of workflows and tools that are helping us not have to hire a whole team of people in order to get some of these things done. But one thing that I caution is that, AI is fast and it can help you move faster, but it's going to move faster with whatever thinking you bring to it. So if you bring depth and clarity, it's going to amplify depth and clarity. If you bring I don't know what I'm doing, it's going to amplify, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to
Yeah.
get from it, right? So the more you know you and the more you put into it, the more it's going to amplify that for you. And that's a good thing. And that is what will separate the people who are feeding AI like real knowledge and personality and perspective and taste into it than people who are just trying to pump out content with no purpose and just pump out content. Be a big difference in what that looks like. And that's going to happen soon. Like I said, just a couple weeks ago, ChatGPT could not do half of the things it's done for me this week. Like, and
Okay.
I'm telling you, I pumped out a massive amount of incredible, in-depth, specific content that is just unbelievable. Was
Yeah.
not possible just weeks ago. So the face of this is changing constantly. So that button that download and export email subscribers and move them over to Substack, who knows? AI can come up with a solution for that tomorrow that'll take you 2 seconds to fix.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
just don't know. It's exciting. I like watching, and that's part of why I also love to read. That long form content is very, very, it works well on Substack. And it also works well, believe it or not, on Facebook. Long form posts just on your personal profile, write
Yeah.
you a big, long, epic post. People eat them up. That's the
Yeah.
differentiators between people who are just tweeting out girl boss quotes, and then thinking that that's going to be, you know,
Yeah. And the audience on Substack is very different from the short-term Instagram reel type of
mhm.
audience.
Yes.
This audience wants depth. They want a very long
Yes.
post.
That's it. They want that. That's why that's a really good place to be for people who want that in depth. If you're creating, and trust me, Substackers, they've been around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Substackers are not new. They know what they know.
Yeah.
And when they read your content and it's just and it's not really, they
Yeah.
know. And they don't say anything to you about it. That's the beauty of Substack. They're not, there's not as much trolling, right? That
Yeah.
happens there.
Mm.
Instead, Substack is a fan of block and delete and protect my peace, right?
Yeah.
They're
Correct.
not
Yeah.
out there to convince anybody. They're not, that Substackers aren't trying to convince. They're not trying to hype things. They're not trying to change your mind. They're there to share their inner thoughts and world with you if you're interested in hearing it. And if you're not, bye-bye.
Yeah.
They're very keen on that. They're like, bye-bye. Every once in a while, I'll see a post from somebody that highlights, like, wow, like, I just had a terrible interaction on Substack for the first time, and I've been on this platform for a decade, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's just a random, like, uh-oh, because it's still the internet, okay? But people who have been on Substack for very long amounts of time, you will see from them they're not going to engage with you if you're there to make a point, or you have some kind of an ego thing and you want to debate, or you want to do this, and that kind of like social media discourse way that we see all over places.
Yeah.
Substack says, oh no, block, delete. So yeah, they're very calm, cool, collected, and deep over there. So I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to hear more about how you're doing with it, because I'm getting
Yeah.
excited. I haven't really planned mine out too much yet. I've just got the foundations in there, but I enjoy being there so much and
I
reading.
created I created those 5 categories that you spoke about last week. You said that your content is broadly centered around 5 topics. So
Yes.
I have 5 topics in my niche. So I created
Oh.
5 tags. These all posts will be tagged in either one of these 5. Everything now. So the structure is ready.
Yep, that's
One in,
awesome. And you know what to create for
yeah,
them,
yeah,
you know what to
yeah,
post, and your people will start to learn those categories and be like, oh, you could even get down to the point of where Tuesday's post is
absolutely.
related to this category, right? So
Yes.
people who are in that category go, oh, it's Tuesday. Let me go see what Rohin's got,
Yeah.
for me. So yes, absolutely. That's really, yeah.
An interesting thing is I got an email from my YouTube subscriber asking me, Rohit, why should I buy your course? Because whatever you teach in the course, 99% of that you're already teaching on YouTube. So why should I buy your course? So that kind of scared me a little bit because that what he said was true. I'm giving away everything on YouTube,
Mhm.
but it is in a more structured format in my course. So
Right,
people really don't need to buy my course if they study my YouTube.
right.
So I could not answer his question. So you know what I did? I connected with a student who bought my course. And I asked him, boss, you tell me, why did you buy my course when you already know that I have put everything on YouTube? So he said that he wanted to save time. He said that he doesn't have time to go through all of my YouTube content. So he did not pay for information.
No.
He's paid to save time. And then I sent that reply to this subscriber saying, look, people are not
Listen, that is perfect. Yes,
yeah,
and that is the messaging, and that can be part of your messaging too,
yeah,
right? Like this is about saving time, and that's part of my brand as well as what I'm
yeah,
doing. My business model is not to gatekeep information. I'm giving it away.
yeah,
Here's
yeah,
the information. Have it. Okay, have it.
yeah,
Let's talk about it. Let's
yeah,
do this. Let's do that. But if you want to pay me, right, what you pay is now you pay for access to me. And you pay to pick my brain about your specific thing. You pay for me to answer questions for you and work with you and help you and guide you more personally than just the stuff that's out there. So yes,
yeah,
they
yeah,
pay for that. That's exactly what they pay for. Save them time, right? Save them energy because yeah, you can go through trial and error like you did figuring out Substack
yeah.
or, right, if someone's got the thing right in front of you, oh yeah, let me see that. So absolutely. Yeah.
So that question I will ask you next week is whether I should include access to me through my video course. How sustainable is that? Because, then I will have to show up. It doesn't remain passive income.
Mhm.
So I think I will ask that question to you next week. I was
Yeah, that's
thinking
a good question to think about.
because that creates an obligation to be in
Mhm.
front of the audience. But a plain video course, it's like a funnel running automatically for passive income. So let's see. Because
Mhm.
I'm already spending time on YouTube and now this Substack thing has started. So I'm going to invest a lot of energy.
Mhm.
You know,
On
one,
Substack, you can turn on subscriptions.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying. When you turn on subscription, it creates an obligation on your part to show up. But when you don't turn on subscription, then you have then you are free. Your time you can create at your own pace. That has been my that is my
yes,
point
but
of
here's
view.
the thing on Substack. It doesn't necessarily give a commitment. You do have the option to only, you have an option to take donations, right?
Okay.
On Substack. They can pay you just to pay you.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can create a subscription, right, on there that people can pay and you can put what you want, but you can tell them how often you're going to publish. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be you have to publish this often. You can tell them what they're paying for. If you subscribe to me, you're gonna get I post weekly. That's what you're gonna
Yeah.
get. You're
Yeah.
gonna get a weekly essay from me, and they have a subscriber chat now too. So the chat can be what they're paying for.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of a thing that we were talking about today with chat and people messaging and having questions, that's a way to make it scalable and sustainable because it's one chat with all the members, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can
I
pay to
don't
be
even
part
have
of
to
that.
create content. When they pay for chat, I don't even have to create any content.
Right. They
It's
can just,
yeah,
yeah,
it's user generated.
exactly. So
Fantastic.
there's a
Fantastic.
lot. Yeah.
It's like,
I love it.
a doctor in India, he sits in his clinic for late 3 hours in the evening. I can go to my Substack chat, maybe sit there for a couple of hours every day and just hang out with my subscribers there.
Yeah, exactly. They can read when they want, they can chat when they want,
Yeah,
and they're getting access to you in that chat. And it's just one chat
yeah,
that you can then do. And so that's a subscriber because your course is great,
yeah,
right? And once you've got people going through and doing that, you can have other streams of income. And that can be things like subscribing to your Substack to actually deeper written content. And you can kind of think of maybe some other things that you can do with those subscribers, or other avenues of ways that they can pay you, for your time,
yeah,
for your experience, right? For your experience and having the value of your knowledge, because no, they don't have it, right? They don't have the knowledge. They're coming to you for it. Now, what the value of that is going to depend upon how much they want that knowledge, right?
yeah,
What stage they're at versus, how you're interacting with them and deciding, what kind of, what kind of relationship you want to have with them, how much depth you want to put into your products and services, and how many different ways you want to connect with
yeah.
them. Yeah.
I have a I have a mentor. Her name is Amy Porterfield.
Oh, yeah.
I became her student maybe 10 years ago. But when AI came, I was very worried about my business. But then she convinced me that people are not paying for information. They are now paying for your point of view. So you
Yes.
have to build your story and your point of view. That was like game changing for me. So I give away, even in the pillar post I wrote, I gave away everything, like almost 25% of my video course is in that pillar post.
Yeah.
And people still buy your video course.
They do. Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing. Well, here's the thing. I said earlier, like AI will amplify whatever thinking you bring to it. And so will you. You will amplify that for yourself. So if you think in scarcity, right? If you think
yeah,
in, oh no, I can't give away this stuff for free, then they won't buy my stuff if I do that.
yeah,
Like if you're in that kind of fear-mongering scarcity mode, then that's the kind of thing that AI will amplify in
yeah,
all of your it just won't be good. But if your point of view is, yeah, give it away to everybody, like everybody needs this information, it's important. That's what I want. I want everybody to know. But
yeah,
now that they know my point of view, and if they want to talk deeper with me about it, exactly, they're paying for that. Or they're paying
yes,
for the saving of time because I've gathered it together and structured it
yes,
for them.
yes,
Like they're saving the time. It matters to them, and they're willing to give me that money because I have my message and the way I do it has resonated with them in some way to make them want to do that with me,
yeah,
right?
correct,
Because some
correct.
people won't have the capacity to do it all on their own. Some people will have the capacity to do it on their own, but have the money to pay not to, right? So
Yeah,
it's just gonna depend. But yeah, that's definitely it. Definitely. I've actually
thank you
had
so
people
much.
subscribe. I've had people subscribe and pay for subscriptions, even or of course, even though they didn't need to take it, just because they had been a follower of mine, they've gotten lots of great information from me, they learned a lot of things to me, and they wanted to show their appreciation by becoming a subscriber of this thing or a purchaser of this thing, even though they didn't need that thing. It just that they know that's my current offer and they wanted to make sure I made the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's how, like, when you people see and feel when you're not gatekeeping and you have a true heart for sharing information, they see that. They know that those are the people that have that sort of relationship with their people that won't have to worry about algorithm changes, right? Because if they know you're the one they get that information from, it's
yeah,
not random when they go to your site. It's not random when they get to your YouTube. They're seeking you out. They're like, "Hey,
yeah,
what do you think about this?" right? So you're not beholden then to the algorithm change.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, you've got the relationship, you own that, and that is your responsibility to build, you know, and it all takes us that time to figure it out.
Yeah, some couple of my students, they bought my video course just out of gratitude.
Yeah.
They said, I know what is in your video course. I know what you teach. You know, but I would still would like to become a, officially a student.
Yes, because I already learned everything I needed
Yeah,
to
yeah,
know. I went off and did it. I was successful, so now I'm going to
yeah,
pay you. And
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that does happen.
It happened to me twice. Yeah, it happened to me
Nice.
twice.
Well, then
Thank you
you
so
are
much.
definitely doing something right, for
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
No, no, I have
Yes.
been, my entire survival depends on Zenler because it's been 5 years. I quit my corporate career and I live off Zenler basically. So
Good.
my video course supports my living. In India, the costs are very less. So
Yep.
I think the business will grow. The business will grow.
Good. I hope so. I think it will too. You sound like you
Yeah.
have a good head on your shoulders and you're looking at the right thing and asking the
Yeah.
right questions, and that's fantastic. Have you done one of the Zenler success interviews?
I don't know about this interview.
Okay. Now I'll post something in the community about it, but we have
Okay.
success interviews where we write, and this would be great for you
Yeah.
because what happens is you do an interview with like myself or David or Kevin, and what happens is that the video is all about you and your journey with Zenler and how
Yeah.
you've had this success with it. We create an entire blog post. We link it back to you. We have social media assets. We do all sorts of really great things. And you get featured on our blog and on our YouTube channel, which helps
Okay.
give you more authority that you're featured, right? That's that back end thing. You can even tell your customers, like, oh, look, I was featured on this in this blog. um, I was featured
Yeah,
on
yeah, we
this
will do it.
YouTube channel, you know? So,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I'll post about that in community. We have that because it's a great story. Like you got away from your job and you're using Zenler to make a living now,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's all your stuff. So that's a big deal. A lot of people want that life too. Yeah.
Yeah, I understood the power of one funnel, one course. That's it, one topic, one niche, that's it. Otherwise, the audience gets confused and you don't get anywhere. It took me a long time to learn this. I had multiple products, multiple funnels, and then managing the
And you couldn't
tag.
even keep track of them, could you?
Yeah,
You're like,
the
wait, which
managing the
one? Wait.
tags and tagging them and then filtering and segmenting and all of that is not required in a business. I mean, one
No.
funnel, one lead magnet, one video course. You either buy or you don't buy. It's very simple.
Exactly. So much easier,
Yeah.
so much less stress and frustration. I
I,
love
I
it.
don't even I don't even use 90% of the features of Zenler. I don't know how to do automation. I mean I know how to make the automation, but
Right.
I'm not comfortable sending an automated email to my audience. I want the email to go live. Like I hit the
Yeah.
send button, it goes.
Yeah.
Take care, Ali.
So,
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being an inspiration.
oh, well, thank you. You've
So,
inspired me. I love it. And I think you've inspired other people, which is why you should be on the success stories for sure.
yeah,
Like, it's a great story. You're doing a great job.
yeah.
So, and I'm
So
glad that this is helpful.
I will take 5 weeks to create 5 pillar posts. I will end at 5. Then whatever I create on Substack, that will be just linking to these 5
Yep.
pillar posts.
Perfect. That's how you
Okay.
compound. Yep.
Okay. Thank you so
Good
much.
stuff.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Rohit.
Mhm.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today. Samson, it was great to meet you. I hope you got a little bit of information from us today that maybe intrigued you.
Yeah, it was a great session. Thank you so much for your time.
It was
You're
really
very
So
welcome.
Rohit, amazing stuff that you've been doing there from your side there.
Yes.
Mm.
And I made
Thank
progress. I did a lot of work while, and this is something, Samson, that I don't know if it helps, but since you're new, you can listen in and learn a little bit and then get inspiration and ideas and all. So thank you, Allie,
Yeah,
for the community
Yeah.
thing and the videos and the curriculum.
Yeah, Samson, one thing I would like to share, in the first 18 months of my business, I had zero revenue. Zero
yeah,
revenue, 18 months. But thankfully, I had some savings from my corporate career, which
yeah.
allowed me to hang in there. It's just, but then it kind of picks up slowly and then it compounds.
No, thank you for that. That
Yeah,
encourages that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Take care.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much. Bye-bye.
everybody. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So
Bye.
glad to meet you. And I hope to see you all in the room next Thursday.
Yeah,
We will be here, the same bat place, same bat time, right?
All right.
So,
Thank
and
you.
bye
yeah,
to those
Bye.
of you listening on Facebook as well. Thank you
yeah,
all. Have a great
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
yeah. Take care.